Morning, everyone, and happy Saturday. We're here to help answer your questions because we are about 24 hours from more week 4 action, full slate of NFL action. This is the last week also before buys kick in. So, this is going to be the last actual full Sunday for a while. So, hopefully, you still have a lot of good options, but probably not because, injuries. And I really thought last week was like the worst, but now I'm looking at the injury report and it's just as long. It really hasn't gotten any shorter. We do have some good news and, of course, some not so good news. Will it ever end is the question we all want to know.
I mean, yeah, at least by the time the season ends, it'll end because the season will be over and it will have to. But you know what's really shocking to me about this year, more so than any year I can ever remember, are these practice injuries. These guys getting hurt in practice. Like, okay, we expect a game, you get hurt. Okay, fine. You're questionable going into next week. Fine. But these guys, all of a sudden, it's like, oh, no, today, he hurt his hamstring. Like, what is going on right now? What is going on?
Yeah, it's interesting on the Dolphins side, one of the criticisms from McDaniel and how they played or didn't play last week is too soft. So they actually practiced with pads, like for the first time ever. I don't know, something like that. They're ramping up practice. They need the opposite. So we'll see if that makes any sort of difference. But yeah, some of these teams, I don't know, stretch more, hydrate. I don't know. Easy for us to say, right?
Right.
Who knows? Hopefully it comes to an end. So we're going to have to go over the latest injury report. And unfortunately, there's still a lot of questionables. So we'll try to do our best to figure out what do you do with these guys based on who else you have. And then, of course, tomorrow morning, you check back in here and we'll have the latest word on the injuries before game time. But for right now, we're going to do our best to figure out who do you start, who do you not. And then this is still a good time to make some trades. I feel like this early in the season might be the best time to take advantage of some of these buy low windows. Some people are like, I don't know. It's like we say it's too early to panic, right? Like even if you're 0-3, like you're fine. But it's never too early to make a trade if you really think it's going to help, right?
Oh, definitely never too early. And you're right. This is the time to take advantage of it, like these next few weeks, because this is the time of year where I feel like people think like, okay, we know what's going to happen the rest of the season, but the fact is that we don't. So yeah, definitely a good time. I mean, you can just look like some examples, like last year, some guys, like if you just look at wide receivers last year, like this time last year, you had players like Mike Evans was the wide receiver 17 this time last year. Michael Pittman was the wide receiver 20. He was great the rest of the year. Chris Olave was the wide receiver 25. So there were, definitely guys that you looked at. If you looked at them this time last year, you would have said like, he's a bust, right? He's a bust. And they ended up being really good the rest of the season. So also the nice thing about getting guys like this now is you probably didn't have to start them during their worst games, right? You're the guy you traded them away from, or girl, yeah. They got their worst games out of them. I mean, they still will have some down games, but you're probably getting the best of them. So yeah, definitely great time to buy them.
That's a good point. It's funny, people, if players off to a slow start, or maybe they've just been bad, like, I don't want that player. Why would I want them? To me, I almost looked at as it's more inviting, it's more tempting, because usually, again, if it's a good player, good system, there's not some injury or something going on. But then I see it as I'm getting positive regression in my favor, right? They're going to get better. I want them. That's what buy low is, right? They've already got the worst part of their season out of the way. Hopefully, it's going to get better. So that's the way I see it. And before we start talking injuries, I think the big one, I know we're going to get questions still, and I don't know if we have answers. We've had a lot of discussion about CMC, the Germany trip, and weeks, not months, whatever that means. Do you still feel like there's a reason to trade for CMC? Is there a good case you could make that it's a buy low here and not something we should just completely avoid? Because I don't know, I'm getting to the point where I'm pretty nervous now. I'm just wondering if it's even worth it with CMC.
Well, I'm gonna point to what you just said as why I think he's a fantastic buy low right now, because you probably feel the same way most people do. Like, I don't have CMC in any league because I never, like, not even joking, and I'm not like complaining. I've only had the number one pick in all my leagues of all my life one time. And I did take CMC that year. It was 2019, the first year where he missed a ton of games. But so I don't have any CMC this year other than best ball, of course. So I don't really feel it, right? Because I'm like on the outside looking in. Like, I don't have CMC sitting in my IR going like, when is he coming back? But this is probably the most optimistic I have felt about CMC. We're hearing Kyle Shanahan saying like, hey, we're going to start ramping him up. We're going to start testing this thing. John Lynch, yeah, we feel like it's time to start ramping him up, testing this thing, getting him ready. Like, but the people who have CMC are really like feeling like you do, like, oh man, like this, like, let me just cut bait. You know what I mean? Like, not like, let me go get good value for CMC, cut bait. Like, why wouldn't you? Like, I don't get this at all. Like, if you could go out and truly buy low on CMC, why, even if I told you there's a 75% chance he doesn't play this year, that 25% chance wins you your league. Let me repeat this. That 25% chance wins you your league. You can't play scared. You can't play scared in this game. Scared doesn't win this game.
Well, there you go. But of course, the key word there is also low. Buy low. If you're giving up CeeDee Lamb to get CMC, that's not helping you. Or for example, Breece Hall. People are like, Breece Hall, he's in the committee now. I'm like, nah, just yeah. It always depends. And it's really a tough call. My main worry always with something like this is that he comes back and he is fine and he's great for a game or two and then he gets re-injured. That's my concern. But
again, you gotta take that risk. I think you gotta take, like, look at here. Okay, I'm literally looking at Fantasy Calc, and this is a site that tracks almost 3 million trades across real fantasy football leagues on Sleeper and My Fantasy League. The most recent trade in an 8-team PPR league, Christian McCaffrey for J.K. Dobbins. Like, come on, just give me McCaffrey. I'll just risk it. I'll just risk it with McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey in a 12-team 1 PPR. Jerome Ford, Jordan Addison. Like, come on. Christian McCaffrey, Chuba Hubbard. Like, come on, Chuba Hubbard, really? Christian McCaffrey, Brock Purdy, Jordan Love. Are you kidding me? Like, this is what I'm saying. If you can go out and get Christian McCaffrey at this cost, there's no risk. Even if he doesn't play the rest of the season, what did you really lose?
Okay. If I can pull off those trades, I'm doing it like in a heartbeat. But
those are real trades. I know there's people who would ever. I always get these comments on our trade. No one's giving up that for that. Like, okay, sure. Like, yes. But there are people who do it. There are people who are legit panicked about CMC right now and will just be willing to cut bait. Just get him off my team. Why not take advantage?
Agree. And that's, again, you guys can only imagine. We've seen so many questions and things like, I love the ones where it's like, hey, I just did this. Was this a bad idea? It's like, better to ask before. And like you guys you'd be shocked. All the trades we've seen, some are very not fair, but it always depends. All right. Everyone's in a different league, different situation. So let us know, of course, if you do have a trade question, whatever it is, start sit, especially, is it PPR? Is it half? Is it non-8-team, 12-team, whatever might be helpful. Let us know that. So we're going to answer as many of your questions as we possibly can, as always. And if you've been here before, you already know how this works. We get lots and lots and lots of questions. So we will do the ones first and foremost that are super chats, because that's what that feature is for. A little fast pass to guarantee that gets answered. And we have some people who have that YouTube membership. They've joined. So we'll definitely do those, of course. And then we'll do some of the others as much as we can for the next couple hours while we have time. Also need to remind you that besides getting your lineup set, you also want to take advantage of your picks on Underdog. I know I just did a few last night because, again, it's like, if I forget, I didn't get this free promo, and then the next day there's another free one, and it's like there's so many. So this is one that you can take. It's Lamar Jackson getting 1 yard. Go higher on the 0.5 total yards. There are others too, profit boost tokens, whatever there is. And you don't have to wait for NFL Sunday. You can do college football right now, which is even more options, so many games, so many choices. Which, by the way, if I'm a little hoarse, if I feel a little less energetic than usual, it's not just because it's early on a Saturday. I feel like I'm physically spent from watching the Miami Hurricanes last night, that game. I don't know if anybody watched that game, that Friday night game. But if you're a college football fan and your team is playing today, go ahead and check out those picks you can take. If you're new to Underdog because you have not tried it for some reason, just make sure you use code ENDGAME because that gets you that Lamar Jackson free pick plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash for your first deposit. So definitely a good time to do that. But again, that won't necessarily last forever. I feel like they've had that for a while, but it doesn't mean it's going to last the entire season. So just check it out while you can. And speaking of, also need to make sure you know, limited time, wasn't kidding. It is now very limited. If you tried Draft Lane for the very first time because you haven't downloaded it yet, of course, all of you, if you've been watching us, you should already have this app. It is free to download, but new customers, meaning you just now signed up for the first time, that $10 credit to use towards questions, just like we do here, waiver wire, starts it, trade. Well, that $10 credit will last for about, let's see, let's do the math, 24, 30 something hours. Tomorrow night it expires. So you have less than 2 days to take advantage of this. So up through the end of week 4, let's just say that. All right, so check it out. Draft Lane is the app. It's where you can connect with us any time of the day for all your questions. Don't have to wait for the live stream. Don't feel like super chatting. Don't want to put your name up on the screen with everybody else watching. You just want to ask us on the side. This is what you can use, Draft Lane app. All right, so if you haven't tried it, this is a good time to try it now while you can still get that credit. All right, now let us get to the questions here. And let's start with almost always the first one is Moises Gonzalez. Got the membership for years now. Good morning. All right, so thank you for clarifying. 18 PPR. Is it time to bench the Mandrews?
I'm doing it. I only have them in one league. I'm benching them. I would play any of these guys over Andrews this week, honestly. Like, let me see Andrews get more involved as a pass catcher in this offense. This is what's worrying me about Andrews. It's one thing to go like, okay, he had no catches or whatever, one target, but he's only running 60% of the routes this year. Like that's not enough. That is not enough. So yeah, I would start any of these guys. Conklin and Parkinson are like my upside plays. I mean, I don't even know. These guys are whatever. Just pick one here. They're all like whatever. I guess Conklin. They're all the same, right? They're all super risky. Right? They're all super risky here. There's no like sure thing. Just I guess Conklin.
Like they're all tight ends, Yeah. That's all you have to say. They're tight ends. Right. Yeah, I'm benching Andrews. I would go Conklin. Strange is still a good start because Ingram's still out, but by the way, I need to do the injury report. Almost forgot that. Yeah, I'll go Conklin. One running back, one flex. Debo, Mixon, Stevenson, Bucky, Scary Terry.
Well, Debo's questionable. Mixon also questionable.
Yeah, highly questionable.
I mean, I guess if Mixon plays, I'm playing him because it's a good matchup against Jacksonville, but got to be very worried. He only got one limited practice in yesterday. So you're probably going to be going Stevenson here, not Bucky. Bucky also limited with a hamstring. Again, Debo also coming off a calf injury. I'd probably just go Terry. So I'd probably just go Ramondre and Terry.
Yeah, you can play it safe here. You don't know how much Debo's going to be involved. And those are fine. Ramondre's solid. I don't feel like significantly better about Mixon if he does even play. So you go Ramondre and Terry. All right, let's do the whole injury report, though, because I skipped it. So what happens when it's early in the morning? I told you I used it all up last night. Did you watch any of that game, or did you see the highlight at least of that last play? I'm sure they're going to show that last play over and over again.
Yeah, I just saw that.
It was a culmination of a crazy game. But anyways, at least we won. All right. So if you're setting a lineup, you should know this. This is what we know right now. Again, things will definitely change for tomorrow morning. It's why we stream Sunday mornings. But here are the outs, guys who are not playing, and of course, Davante Adams. There are a lot of people who think that he would miraculously heal if he were traded. Is that what you think this is? That's midweek practice injury? Is this like a psychosomatic thing?
No, I don't think Davante Adams is that kind of player. And also, like, have we even heard one peep that they're like I haven't even heard a rumor that the Raiders have been taking calls on Davante Adams or anything. Like, I think this is just wishful thinking by people who drafted Davante Adams in the second round, hoping he goes to a better quarterback.
And Jets fans hoping they get
Jets fans, yes.
Yeah, I don't feel like it's fair. Come on, it's been 3 games. He's not like, oh, that's it, season's over, I need to get traded. Right. Like, come on, it's not that bad. All right, but Davante Adams is out for this week. Devontae Smith, of course, is out as suspected with that concussion, and that also leads us to AJ Brown. He's not out. He's been out, but he's questionable. This is going to be a tough one. I mean, feel for the most part AJ Brown. If he plays, you play him, but would you risk it?
It depends on the options. If I have really strong wide receivers that I feel good about, maybe not. Because, again, he didn't come back to practice until what, like Friday? Right. I don't think he practiced Thursday. So it's always tough when a guy gets in only one limited practice. So if I have really strong wide receivers, I'll bench him. But I mean, if you're like choosing between AJ Brown and like, I don't know, Greg Dortch or something, yeah, just risk it with AJ Brown.
I kind of like Greg Dortch this week, but yeah. Yeah, I know. Exactly. Look, my gut had told me from what we knew about this injury was that he wasn't going to play heading up to this week. I was more surprised that he did show up to practice and he is questionable, but I would be surprised if he does go in full. So going to assume they're not going to have him, but right now questionable. All right, and then let's get to the Texans there. So we already talked about Joe Mixon. He is questionable, but it's kind of, for me, it's the same thing with AJ Brown. Like, this is a multi-week injury. I would be surprised if he goes.
Yeah, I'd be surprised too. I think what I'm looking at here is not necessarily like, does Joe Mixon play and then do I play him? It's more like, if Joe Mixon plays, do I still start Cam Akers? Like, do I feel good enough about Akers if Mixon could be taking some snaps? But yeah, again, he only got a limited practice in yesterday. That makes me feel like they're probably going to wait one more week for Mixon is my guess. But you never know. You never know.
Yeah, to me, if Mixon plays at all, I think that kind of squashes Akers, but I don't expect Mixon to play. He is questionable. Now, Dameon Pierce is out again. Thought there was talk he might show up to practice. He didn't. Tank Dell. This is the one that came kind of out of nowhere. He's out. Does this mean Stephon Diggs is due for a big game?
Should be. Diggs and Nico should both be due for big games this week. Probably the best I felt about Diggs all year.
I agree. All right, but Tank Dell, at least you don't have to deliberate whether to start him because you can't. And now let's just get tight end out of the way with. If you had a good tight end after draft day, you cannot start him because he is hurt. And I just kind of say that blanket because it's true. Trey McBride out with concussion. David Njoku still out with that hamstring. He's missed a couple weeks, as is Evan Engram. So those guys are all officially out. So I guess Brenton Strange is startable. A lot of people, maybe not a lot, but some people, because it's tight end and, choices are not very good, are going with Elijah Higgins. I don't think that's the worst. I don't think it's the worst.
I don't think you can say any tight end that is out there for a decent amount of snaps is the worst. Like, if they're out there for a decent amount of snaps and they have a chance to catch a touchdown or some passes, they're worth starting.
Exactly. So I don't hate it. The matchup's great. Obviously, can't get much better. So fine. But here's some good news. Sam Laporta, I guess it's good news. He is playing. So no issues there, no setbacks, no limitations. And George Kittle, it wasn't even listed on the injury report. So I guess there are some tight ends that you can still start and be disappointed with after they get you nothing. And then Cooper Kupp, we know, still out. Nothing surprising there. And then Jalen Warren, Austin Eckler, if you were counting on them, don't count on them anymore. They are out. Debo, we discussed, questionable with a calf. All right, and now Here's another fun one. The Saints.
Ugh.
Chris Olave, midweek hamstring injury. How concerning is it?
It's got to be concerning. I mean, not only was it midweek, it was Friday. It was yesterday. I mean,
yeah,
man, you got to really be worried here. It would not surprise me if Chris Olave is ruled out tomorrow. Man, even if he plays, it's a hamstring that happened on Friday. What is going on here? Yeah, got to be worried.
Yeah, I just kind of say midweek, but really late week. So gotta be concerned here. I don't know. Does this benefit Rashid Shaheed? Does this just mean the Saints don't score points?
I mean, yeah, I guess it benefits Rashid Shaheed. They got to throw to somebody.
Yeah, that's true. They might not be able to throw to Alvin Kamara. He's also questionable. This was ribs and a hip injury. At first, we thought, well, maybe this just like get him rest because they need him. But are you concerned?
Not as concerned as Chris Olave, but I think Kamara will probably play. I mean, they need somebody. Like if they don't have Kamara, what is this offense going to be?
Right. We'll take a look. If he plays, I think you got to start him. But we'll see what happens tomorrow. Jordan Love. Also questionable. I don't know. This is one where even though he's listed questionable, I feel like this has always been the target. I feel pretty strongly he plays. And in the leagues where I have him, which is a few, I'm putting him in my starting lineup. Are you?
I will say I'm a little worried because Matt LaFleur said we probably won't play Jordan Love until he takes some snaps with the starters. And apparently he didn't take any snaps with the starters in practice this week. So I'm on the fence about this one right now.
All right. Well, be prepared to pivot to whoever you were starting instead of Jordan Love. Let's talk Deontay Johnson, another one of those fun injuries that popped up. It's a growing injury, but doesn't sound too serious.
No, and Dave Canales said he looked great. Deontay Johnson said, I'm playing. I'm not worried about this one.
All right, so fire up Deontay Johnson. Keenan Allen, trending towards playing, but still listed as questionable. Now, on the other hand, Rome Odunze is fine. Looks like there's nothing to worry about with that injury here. So if Keenan Allen plays, does that make a dent possibly in Rome Odunze after his kind of breakout week?
I mean, probably, but this is such a good matchup for these wide receivers. I think I'm comfortable starting any of them.
There you go. I agree. Big on DJ Moore. Really aggravating one is Kenneth Walker. Got called there.
Yeah, I don't know. I really hope he sits. I just hope he sits. It's a tough matchup. Let him sit.
Yeah, might be better to just get truly 100%. So Kenneth Walker still up in the air, still questionable, which means that you starting Charbonnet is still questionable. We'll see. Bucky Irving discussed the fact he's questionable, but probably will play. Jalen McMillan did crop up with a hamstring injury. So if for some reason you were entertaining him, don't. Probably not worth it. Gabe Davis now listed with a shoulder injury. It's like adding injury to insult with the Jags there. And then Justin Herbert is a tricky one. Although I think I'll just repeat what we've been saying with him. Doesn't really have that much value in a one QB league anyways. All right. Now the guys that you don't have to worry about. These guys maybe popped up in the injury report at some point or had limitations. Not worrying here because they are going to play. Bijan Robinson, thankfully. Nico Collins, that's a big one. Whether Jordan Love plays or not, Jaden Reed is going to play. He's in there. Jordan Addison is back finally in that same game. And then Brock Purdy is one Niner that is not injured for the time being. So there you go. And then, of course, if anything breaks right now while we're talking to you, we'll let you know, or you can let us know. And we'll give you the latest injury updates tomorrow. Be with us tomorrow morning. All right.
I did just see this. Some breaking news. Mike McDaniel said Snoop Huntley is starting on Monday. So there you go.
That's exactly what I was hoping for at this point of the season for the Dolphins. Hey, Snoop Huntley, Tim Boyle, take your shot. Who gives them a better chance to win?
Snoop Huntley, definitely. At least he gives them that running dimension. They can maybe just run, like, hardly throw the ball in this game.
And I know we don't have time to get into this. Is that good or bad for like Tyreek Hill? Probably doesn't matter.
I mean, I can't say it's good for Tyreek Hill.
At least he has thrown the ball before in the NFL. I mean, there's that. Okay. Let's get to your questions here. So first super chat goes to Jason Quinones. 8 players ready to boom. Yeah, we did talk about that. Michael Wilson was one of them. Trey McBride is out. Yeah, Michael Wilson. Well, I guess he's questioning the Michael Wilson pick. You want to just give him a quick summary of that? Or, I don't know.
Well, the Booms didn't get off to a good start with Devin Singletary, who I guess the Cowboys' run defense, despite not having Dexter Lawrence for most of that game and Micah Parsons for a lot of that for the end of that game, all of a sudden became a great run defense. Or maybe the Giants are just that bad. Yeah, that was frustrating for sure. All right, let's see. Pick 2 and 1 PPR. Dell's out. Keenan Allen, Addison. I'm going Allen and Michael Wilson here. I do think Michael Wilson could have a good game this week. He got involved pretty heavily last week, and it's the Commanders. Like, just take chance when you're like rolling the dice with guys like this. Take the guy going against Commanders. I think if Allen plays, I'm playing him. Obviously, if he doesn't play, then you're stuck with Addison and Wilson. You don't have a choice. Different league. Pick 2 wide receivers: Garrett Wilson, Cooper. I think you got to go Metcalf. I'm going Amari Cooper over Garrett Wilson. Both risky this week, but man, Pat Surtain, no thanks. Geno or Mayfield? I think I'm going Geno this week.
Yeah, I agree with all that. Like, Wilson and Allen both have terrific matchups. In other words, they face horrible pass defenses. So go with them. Cooper, Metcalf, agree. I might go Mayfield over Geno because both have good matchups, but I feel like Mayfield is a little bit better. And Mayfield does run at least a little bit sometimes. Geno really just doesn't. But it's pretty close. Pretty close. Yep. Kyle, pick 2 to start here. Deontay, Godwin, Stevenson. Doesn't say if it's PPR.
If it's PPR, I'm going with the wide receivers.
And then ask about Dalton Schultz.
I mean, look, maybe Schultz gets a bump. I will say one thing about Schultz. If you're looking for something to make you feel better about starting Dalton Schultz, well, I mean, he is 10 points below his expected fantasy points right now, but it is a tough matchup. Jags have not given up a lot of tight ends, but then again, I mean, you can't really read too much into what a team's given up to tight ends this year. So maybe with Dell out, Schultz gets a little bump. He's not my favorite start this week, but I don't think he's completely unstartable anymore.
Yeah, it goes back to, well, what other tight end do you really feel good about? And the answer is not many. So, I mean, you could go like a guy like Conklin or Ertz, but, you know, my immediate reaction was like Dalton Schultz. I wouldn't want to start him even if I had Nico or the defense. Nothing to do with that. But you're right that maybe with Dell out, that could help Schultz. And it is the Jaguars. Jaguars are just bad. So I think it's okay. This week, I feel like it's okay, finally. He's still not my favorite tight end, but it's okay. But yeah, definitely Deontay and Godwin here, assuming it's some sort of PPR. All right, this is not. Other John, what's up? Non-PPR needs 2 out of Higgins, Waddle, Bowers, Kirk, and Keenan.
I think Higgins is probably the one I like the best here, especially in non-PPR. Then it's going to be between Kirk and Allen for me. Although, could we see Bowers without Devontae Adams finally find the end zone?
This is interesting. I saw, and I know, of course, we follow the same people and look at the data. There was a fantasy points, which by the way, we follow fantasy points, and like Scott Bear and those guys have been doing good work for years. I think it's funny. I like that they're just firing shots at PFF straight up. They're like, our data is better than yours. You see that on social. I mean,
PFF is terrible.
Yeah. I mean, I don't disagree. That's what we use. We use fancy points. But there was a talk about, yes, Bowers has been getting more targets in that offense, but the coverage style that the Browns primarily use more cover 3. In other words, Bowers is not necessarily going to benefit from this matchup. No, I don't get too deep into it. But then you wonder, okay, fine, he was not going to get these downfield targets. Maybe he won't have his best game. But if Adams is out, if he's targeted 10 times, he still gets you points, right? But this is non-PPR.
Right.
So non-PPR, I'm just going to say no to Bowers. And I think you have to say no to Waddle.
Yeah, I think Kirk, I really like Kirk this week. He's got a great matchup here. I know he was good last week. He was bad the first 2 weeks, but man, he's another one of these wide receivers where you look, he's well below his expected fantasy points. You feel like a boom week is coming. It could be this week. This could be another week where the Texans are putting it on the Jaguars and they're having to throw a lot. But this secondary is, this secondary is good. Like they got Stingley Jr. for sure. But he plays out of the slot. He gets that good matchup out of the slot against his secondary. I think I'm going Higgins and Kirk.
Yeah, I'm going Higgins and Kirk as well. Evan Ingram's still not back. That should be good for Kirk. Dan O, greetings. Would you trade anybody here? 8-team half PPR have Murray, Gibbs, Monty, Connor, Moss, Braylon Allen, Brooks, CD Cup, Garrett Wilson, Devontae Smith, Pickens, J-Mo, Waddle. Got a lot of injuries here.
The thing that jumps right out to me is I would be looking to trade one of these tight ends. You got Ferguson and Bowers. Maybe you could package them like with a guy like Moss, who has a lot of value right now. People are really excited about Moss this week because he gets Carolina. I mean, I don't really know what you need to upgrade though. When I look at your team, like you have three strong running backs. I mean, even without Cooper Kupp and Devonta Smith, you still have like CeeDee Lamb, Garrett Wilson, Pickens, Jamison Williams. Like this, right. I don't know. I mean, honestly, when I look at your team now, I don't even trade one of those tight ends. Just have the peace of mind that like if something happens to Ferguson or Bowers, it's okay because I got the other guy. You know what? Scratch what I said. Don't even trade one of those tight ends. Like don't put yourself in a position where if you lose one of your tight ends, you don't have a tight end. Your team is stacked here. It's an 8-teamer. I would just hold.
Yeah, you're good. You really don't need anything. I think you're good. All right. Kyle, forgot to have JSN as well. Okay, so let's go back to Kyle. Can't forget JSN. Okay, so does JSN start over Deontay or Godwin? Not Godwin.
Yeah, I think I still start Deontay. I know for sure Deontay is going to get the targets in that offense. I don't know if JSN will. I'm still starting Deontay.
I like JSN. Could have a big week, but I wouldn't put him over Deontay. So agree. Alex Bellevue needs to start 2 quarterbacks. Anthony Richardson, Carr, Fields, or maybe, just maybe, Snoop.
No. I would say Fields and Carr, but if Olave is out, I mean, how good can we feel about Carr? He's going to be throwing to like Rashid Shaheed, A.T. Perry, Foster Moreau, Jawan Johnson. I know Anthony Richardson's been terrible, but if he's your QB2, he's got upside at least. So I'll say Fields and Richardson if Olave is out. If Olave is fine and he plays, then I can go Fields and Carr.
Yeah, I kind of could be wrong here. I kind of don't mind Fields anyways over Carr because of the matchup. Indy defense has been gashed against the run, which is why I was big on Najee, but Fields does run it too. And they've been really not that great against the pass either. So maybe go for some upside. Just take the running quarterbacks here. Except for Tyler. Antonio, carry on. Okay, Ayuk or Deontay. Ayuk, who should have gone off last week, except he watched his teammate do it.
I think you still got to go Ayuk this week. I mean, you look, Patriots 21st against receivers right now. Not worried about that. Ayuk is just jumping off the page as a guy who's going to have a big game here at some point. He's over 18 points below expected fantasy points right now. It's not like he's not getting involved. It's not like it would be one thing if Ayuk was out there not getting targeted. He had 10 targets last week. It's not like he didn't get the targets.
Right.
I still got to go Ayuk here.
I see this as actually more of a floor ceiling thing. Ayuk could have the big game. but I feel like Deontay is almost surely going to get you something. So if you feel like you need more points, go Ayuk. If not, I think Deontay's fine. Thomas, flex Mooney, Yoshi, or Braylon Allen. Saying likes Braylon Allen's matchup, but still.
I mean, I get it. But at the same time, he's still like, he's only touching the ball 8 to 10 times a game. So you're just hoping that one of those touches goes for a score, basically, which, like, sure, he could, but he also is very risky here. I think I'm going Mooney, assuming it's PPR. Like, if it's non PPR, I mean, then it's closer between Mooney and Allen for me. But if it's full PPR, I'm going Mooney. Mooney's been involved. It's like Mooney was a guy I didn't talk about him a lot on our videos, but I talked about him a lot on like best ball streams and when we did best ball drafts, because I was like, oh, he's going to be like a boom bust option. He's perfect for best ball. I didn't realize he would be this involved in the offense. So I'm going Mooney.
Yeah, kind of pleasantly surprised how involved he's been this early, and that Falcons offense you think would continue to improve. Yeah, Mooney for sure. Yoshi has been just kind of touchdown or bust, which is not what we expected, but now Higgins back, so let's go Mooney. What is up? Keith is in house early this morning. Start or the flex, Tyreek Hill, Ramondre Stevenson, or Jaden Reed.
Well, I'm going to assume it's a PPR or at least a half PPR league, because I don't think Keith plays in any non-PPR leagues that I know of. So I'm going to say if Jordan Love plays, I'm going Jaden Reed here. If Jordan Love sits, I think I sadly have to go Stevenson over Tyreek Hill. I hope I'm wrong here. I hope Snoop Huntley can hit Tyreek Hill on a deep shot or two, and then next week we're like, yeah, start Tyreek Hill again. But I don't want to take a chance on that in my lineup. So Jaden Reed, if it's any kind of PPR, and Jordan Love plays, otherwise Stevenson.
Agree. I'm hoping Jordan Love plays. If he plays, I think you have to feel pretty good about Jaden Reed.
Yep.
Do a couple of these before we get to our next super chat. This couple caught my eye. First of all, baseball great Bucky Dent. At least famous player, Bucky Dent. JT and Evans for Jones and Neighbors.
Oh. This is really tough because, I mean, the way they use Neighbors on Thursday night is terrible. But the fact that they just throw to him relentlessly, like he's a souped up Wan'Dale Robinson, right? Like you saw it, like he smoked what's his name, the Booth, on that first catch. But what did he have to do? He had to like stop, turn around, and wait for the ball, right? And then he had the other deep shot that should have been picked off. But then what do? They have him run like 5 yard stop and just 5 yard curls, quick slants, quick digs. And it's great for Daniel Jones, but it's great for his fantasy value because he's gonna get like 8 to 10 of those a week, which gives him like this insanely high floor. Plus he can always, take one of those to the house. So I just feel like with Neighbors, you just get like guaranteed like 15 to 20 points every single week in this offense. Now you should be getting like 25 to 30 points, but Daniel Jones is holding them back. I don't know. I think I'm taking the Jones Neighbor side, honestly, at this point.
Wow. All right. Full-fledged believer in the Neighbors. Look, why not? I don't know. To me, and I like Aaron Jones. I liked Aaron Jones' draft season. I just don't know if the difference in running back makes it worth it, because I'm still big on Evans. I think Evans has a monster game this week.
Yes.
Sorry to tell you, Bucky, but this might be a split decision here. I think I would take the JT Evans side, but I think either way, this seems fair either way, right? It's not like one side is clearly better than the other.
No.
All right. How about this? This is just straight up quarterback question. Joito, Vasquez, Stroud, or Murray?
I do like Stroud this week, and I like the fact that Nico is playing, but I think I still got to go Murray. I mean, first of all, it's Cliff Kingsbury revenge week for Kyler Murray, and it's the Commanders, and they're in Arizona. I think I still got to go Murray.
It's the Commanders. That's the beginning and the end of it. Got to go Kyler Murray this week. He's been better than Stroud anyways. Casey McCoy wants to know Goddard or Kincaid. Is Goddard the number 1 tight end?
Well, if A.J. Brown plays, maybe he's not the number 1 tight end, but he's still a very strong tight end start. So I'm going to go Goddard.
I'm still going Goddard. So I think he has more upside here. And then Gabriel Bryson. Am I going to sit JT this week against Pittsburgh? No.
No,
I don't think you
I'm
should.
I'm never sitting JT.
No. All right. Tyler Trowbridge with a super chat. Tyler wants to know Jacoby Myers, who, again, because Devontae Adams is out, might have relevance, or Jameson Williams.
Yeah, Jacoby Myers looks really interesting this week now. And Jameson Williams, it's not a good spot for Jameson Williams this week. Man.
Just to remind the viewing public here, someone who was fully all in on Jacoby Myers right before the season started. That's
I wouldn't say that was
you.
I was all in on Jacoby Myers, but I came around on him as a late.
He's going to win you your league. You have to draft Jacoby Myers.
Yeah,
I remember.
I don't think I ever quite said that, but I did come around on him as a late round pickup. He had a nice game last week, but it was a garbage time. But still, I mean, no Devontae Adams. You know he's getting the targets here. I don't know. This might burn me, but I'm going Myers this week. I mean, he's going to get all the targets here, and they do play that cover 3, which is usually good for the wide receiver ones. So I'm going to go Myers.
I'm going to go Myers as well, and mainly because I don't love Jameson's matchup. Normally, I might just go JMO, but don't think he's going to have a huge game. Dylan Matos, flex 1, Pickens, Higgins, Amari, or Najee. These are all good choices.
Yep. These are all kind of guys that, like, you put them in your lineup. At the end of the day, you could be like, thank goodness I started them. Or at the end of the day, you're like, why did I start this guy? Right? All of them. But I think I got it. As much as I like Amari to boom this week, and look, Pickens is another guy that he's going to have that game at some point here. At some point soon, he's going to have that game. And it definitely could be this week. This is a great matchup for Pickens. This could certainly be the week for him, but I think I'm going T here. This is really tough, but T has a great matchup this week. I know you looked last week, only 6 fantasy points, but he had 15 expected fantasy points. He ran 95% of the routes, so you don't have to worry about, like, he's fully healthy. He's good to go. I think I'm going T here, but this is honestly any 3 of those first guys in PPR could have a big week this week.
Well, I think it's possible by the end of the season, T. Higgins could wind up being the leader in differential between expected fantasy points and actual fantasy points.
Could. True.
It's possible. But anyways, look, okay, PPR, I like Najee, but let's start a receiver instead because those are all good receivers, so cross him off. I'm going to go with the guy because what we could see from Higgins, good matchup, but we could see like last week. Jamar Chase is still there. Jamar Chase eats, and Higgins is just there, right? Pickens and Amari are clearly the number 1 receiver in their offenses. I like Amari a lot. I like Pickens a lot. I know I could be burned again by Pickens. Pickens has got to have a huge game at some point, and I feel like this is the week it could happen. So I would take a chance on Pickens because it's not like either of those are really safe, So I might go Pickens, but I could also be personally biased, which I am. Keith has another question. Who's the worst wide receiver to start, Gabe or Tutu Atwell?
I think it's got to be Gabe Davis. I mean, even last week, revenge game, when they were like getting blown out and having to throw the ball, what did he do? Like now he's questionable with a shoulder injury. Just give me Tutu Atwell here.
Right. I mean, the fact that he's on the injury report just kind of confirms, hey, Tutu could do something. All right. The worst wide receiver 4. And look, there you could get even worse than that, but we don't have time to go there. All right. So now Other John is in PPR. Steele, D-Hop, or Mooney.
Again, I think I'm going Mooney here in PPR. He's involved. He's not just this boom bust guy. He's running 90% of the routes, a 24% first read target share, 20% target share. It's not a terrible matchup this week for Darnell Mooney. I know the Saints are a good defense. I'm not chasing that D-Hop game last week. Like, I don't know where that came from, but yeah, I'm not chasing that. So Steele is like fine, but in PPR it's like, really? I'll just go Mooney.
Yeah, still, Steele's not really catching passes, and if he doesn't get a touchdown, the other guys could get touchdowns. D-Hop maybe because he has a good matchup with the Dolphins, but I still think it's Mooney here as well. Alex B needs help because Devontae Smith out again, flexing White Wicks, Calvin Austin.
I think I got to go Rashad White here. I just think he's at least a tier above these guys. Look, Bucky Irving now banged up with a hamstring. Maybe we see less Bucky Irving this week. It's a good matchup for these running backs this week. It's not a tough spot. Against this Eagles run defense. It's not like a smash spot, but it's not a tough spot. So he'll catch passes. I think I got to go White.
Yeah, Wicks, I mean, even if Jordan Love plays, he's still the number 4 guy there, right? Not really startable. Calvin Austin is like, sure, roll the dice and see if it happens. It might, but just go White. He's still starting. Are we benching Tyreek Hill for Deontay Johnson? So fly.
Yes, definitely. I'm definitely doing this. Like, again, I hope Snoop Huntley goes out there and chucks a couple home runs to Tyreek Hill and targets him 7 or 8 times, and then we can just put Tyreek Hill back in the no doubt must start. But why risk it when you have somebody like Deontay Johnson? Just play Deontay.
Yeah. Sad but true. Just go Deontay Johnson. At least you can feel good about him. All right, Jason Priddle got the question below. Here it is. Half PPR 221. Okay, got DK Reed, G-Dub, JMO, Kamara, B-Rob, Pollard, K-Dub, Sharps, Bucky. Can you start Jaden Reed over Garrett Wilson? I think you can.
Only if Jordan Love plays. If Jordan Love sits, then I'll just gamble on Garrett Wilson. But only if Jordan Love plays.
So if a DK is a must, and so if Love plays, it's DK and Reed, yeah. And then assuming Kamara plays, you start Kamara and who?
Brian Robinson, definitely. And then, I think you can consider Pollard in your flex this week. I think it's a good spot for Pollard this week. So Walker, limited with an injury, playing against the Lions. I would like to say Walker, but man. Yeah. And then Jameson, not a good matchup for Jameson. Jameson can always hit a home run, but this is not a good spot for him. So I might just Pollard in the flex.
Yeah, at least this week. Look, you're lucky you don't have to worry about which Seahawk running back to start because you don't really have to start either. You can go beat Rob and Kamara, and then Pollard is in a good spot too. Okay.
Whoa. Okay, this is, and I just checked, this is from a legit beat writer. Is this? The Giants are benching Daniel Jones for Drew Lock. I take back what I said about that Neighbors trade. Give me the JT Evans side. Is this real? This guy's real. He's NFL New York Giants insider, AMR Sport. Yeah. Multiple players went to Brian Dable last night and asked for a QB change. Wow.
Okay. I was wondering. It's like, okay, if they didn't bench him already, why now? Because he wasn't his worst game, but.
Well, it wasn't his work because all they ask him to do is throw. Like I said, like all they can ask Neighbors to do is like run 5 yards and turn around, so Daniel Jones can just throw it to you. And you know what I mean? Like I saw the stat like on throws 20 yards down the field, he has like 1 completion and like he should have thrown 2 interceptions. Yeah, Drew Lock will start in week 4.
Wow. Okay, well, we don't have to worry about that for next week, at least. They already played. Wow. Okay. Very interesting. Let's get back to what we were doing, though. Jameson Williams, talk about him. Pablo, Waddle, or JMO?
I mean, I know Jameson Williams doesn't have a great matchup this week, but I mean, again, we're over here telling people not to start Tyreek Hill. How can we start Jalen Waddle? Like, are we just hoping that Snoop Huntley like locks into Jalen Waddle?
Yeah,
I'm going Jameson here.
as am I. Waddle. You just bench him until further notice. But again, let's just circle back and just remind you that this is not a season-long thing. Tua will come back. And so this means Waddle and even Tyreek Hill can be benched. But this is not the time to panic sell. This is the time to buy low on these guys. All right. Well, here's a tough one. Ramon, could you go Shakir over Tyreek?
This is a tough one. I know Shakir's been involved. I know he's coming off a nice game, so it's always hard to, like, when a guy's coming off a game like that, to not, want to put him in your lineup, but it's not a great spot for him this week. He's a guy that looks due for major negative regression, like he's far out exceeding his expected, but man, I don't know. I think I still go Tyreek.
I agree. I think I go Tyreek because, look, at least Huntley, unlike Skylar Thompson, is competent. He's not going to just, sit back there and, do nothing. And I think Tyreek Hill should get you something. He can get you something. I don't feel like it's a big Shakir week. So at this point, just stick Tyreek. Senor Rojo needs two. Ford, Chase Brown, Braylon Allen, or Worthy? I think it's PPR.
I think I want to say Ford here. He's got a good matchup this week. He got all the touches last week. I'm not worried about Foreman. Worthy if you're just looking for that boom bust home run play, but I think I'm going Ford.
Need two of these. I mean, I don't think Chase Brown, I'm ready to start him yet. Not over a guy like Ford, who at least is a starter. And then if you want, again, we know what Xavier Worthy is. Is what Xavier Worthy is and is going to be any different than what we really thought he might be? He's just a hope for the long touchdown or nothing. I think that's kind of what he is.
Yeah, I'm okay. And I'm just checking. I haven't seen anything else. Maybe I'm wrong on this. Maybe that Daniel Jones thing. Maybe I just fell for it. This guy, like, he doesn't look like a satire account. I don't know. We'll see. I'll keep looking for the Daniel Jones thing.
Nowadays on Twitter, if they have the little verified thing, it doesn't mean anything. It just means they pay, which is, how does that make any sense? It's stupid. But anyways, is this Wesley Steinberg? Is that the one you're looking at?
Yeah, I'll keep checking. It's Wesley Steinberg. It's not like I'm looking, like, it looks like he's just tweets about Giants, and I don't see any actually, I do see some stuff. I don't know. Okay, maybe not. Maybe I got trolled.
All right. Well, we'll keep an eye on that. We'll see.
Yeah.
For this one, I think maybe mix up Senor Rojo, the combination of potential floor ceiling, do like a Ford and a Worthy combination. I think that's okay. All right. This is interesting. Let's do a dynasty question. Damo. Someone offered Jalen Waddle for Jaden Reed. Which side do you take?
That's tough. This is tough. Because I mean, I want to just say Waddle, but it's not like Reed doesn't have great value. He's slightly younger.
don't know if there's a big obvious winner here. I mean, it's a matter of preference who you think is going to be better. My gut says Waddle. I could be, not completely objective here, but I do think Waddle. It's pretty close.
Yeah, I think this is very close. I might go Reed just because at least I know he's got Jordan Love for the next however many years. I mean,
that's true.
This is very close. This is very close.
That is true. Okay, Andy. 10-team PPR starting Connor and Brian Robinson, Cooper, Flowers. Who to flex? Higgins, Moss, Kirk.
I'm still going Higgins here. I'm okay if you want to go Kirk. I mean, oh man. I mean, Moss could actually have a nice week this week against the Panthers. Oh man. But I think in PPR, I'm going Higgins. I'm gambling on him. I mean, really, like all these guys feel like they could have good games. They could have bad games. I don't know. I'm still trusting Higgins. He's got Burrow.
Yeah, with this group, I go Higgins. I think Kirk is close. I can start Kirk, but it's not like he's safe either. So sure, we'll take a chance on Higgins here. JB, 12-team standard. Burrow, JT Mixon, Dobbins, Mostert, Emmanuel Wilson, Adams, Cup, JSN, Del Mooney. Okay, any way to improve this team?
I mean, yeah, I'd like to improve that wide receiver room. I mean, it's going to be hard to trade.
Yeah, I was going to say Adams. Is it time to move on from him, or is it just not a good time because, well, value?
I mean, I guess if people think he's going to get traded and his value is going to go up, maybe this is a good time to try to move on from Adams. But again, it's always hard. Like, I mean, look, I guess there's always a chance that you could trade a guy like Adams for a better wide receiver. You never know. I mean, we see all sorts of trades. And I mean, again, looking on Fantasy Calc, like recent trades for Adams. Okay, somebody traded Adams for Evans. Somebody traded Adams for Godwin. These are all within the last couple days. So maybe you could. Somebody traded Adams for Devonta Smith. Like maybe you could here. Actually, I see another Adams for Godwin trade. I see an Adams for Olave trade. So maybe you could.
Guy who's hurt and going to miss all of one game has a buy low window open. You trade for him. I will say this: if Hill and or Waddle do nothing this week because of the quarterback situation, you might be able to do that straight up. Go for Tyreek Hill. So that's about it. Okay, Tyler C. How do we feel about trading? Just like artwork. Swear these were the just next in line. Did not plan this. Evans for Adams.
Evans. Give me Evans. Give me Evans. Definitely.
That's funny. Connor for Jacobs.
This one feels pretty close, honestly. I don't know. I probably want Jacobs, but honestly, this one feels close. But I probably want Jacobs.
I think they're close. I think I prefer Jacobs just because there's no threat of anymore a guy like Marshawn Lloyd, rookie, coming in and starting to take carries late in the season because Lloyd's on IR. Connor does have Trey Benson there, who knows, maybe eventually does start to get more touches. Right now, I think Jacobs is just a safer pick here. And then this says Lamar and Zay, the Ravens stack for either Reed, Ayuk, or Waddle B-Rob.
I mean, I'm gonna assume you have another quarterback you can pivot to that's halfway decent. Like you're not going from Lamar to Derek Carr, Gardner Minshew, somebody like that. If so, I will take Reed and Ayuk because I still like Ayuk more than Zay Flowers this year. I still think Ayuk will be better, and Reed will definitely be very good once Jordan Love is back and healthy. So assuming you have a decent quarterback you could start over Lamar, give me Ayuk and Reed. Even Waddle and B-Rob I would do if you don't need Waddle like right now.
Yeah, exactly. If you're trading a quarterback because you have maybe, I'm going to guess, maybe Jaden Daniels. All right. A lot of teams that drafted a quarterback early-ish backed him up with like a JD or something. I don't know. Sure. But I think the Reed and Ayuk, that's a very smart move. You're kind of buying low on both those guys. Lamar and Zay for Reed and Ayuk, I would do that. Assuming you're not having to start like, Gardner Minshew or anything. Okay, we have next super chat. This is according to him, the Wandering Idiot. Okay. Jaden Reed or Michael Wilson?
If Jordan Love plays, I'm definitely going Jaden Reed. Otherwise, I'll go Wilson if it's Malik Willis again.
Right. Look, love Michael Wilson this week, but if Love is back, Jaden Reed is still a strong start. So that's what it comes down to. If Jordan Love is good to go, you can start Jaden Reed without really any concerns. And then we're going from the idiot to the professor.
All right.
The professor is 2-1, full PPR. Got JD, Achane, Jacobs, Hill, McLaurin, Colby Parkinson, Shakir on the bench. Tyreek Hill is on the bench, and then Mahomes for JD, which we are okay with. Thoughts on the team? And was offered Bowers for McLaurin. Would you take Bowers so you don't have to start Parkinson?
No, I would just stream. Again, I'm not trading like a very good player for a tight end, for any tight end, honestly. I mean, even if you tell me Bowers is going to be the tight end 1 this year, like what is the tight end 1 going to be this year? Like, you know what I mean? I'd rather just stream tight end, honestly. I think this is a very good team when A.J. Brown and Tyreek Hill. Well, when A.J. Brown gets fully healthy and Tyreek Hill gets Tua back, this is going to be a very strong team for sure. So you're 2-1. I think you should be feeling really good. I'm just going to hold McLaurin here. Maybe if you could get Bowers plus something else. Bowers plus like a wide receiver 3, RB3, something like that.
Yeah, it's funny. With Bowers, I will say I think it's gone the other way. I think now I feel like he might be overvalued just because he happens to be one of the top tight ends, just because all the tight ends happen to be sucking so far. So it's like, I'm not going to overpay for Bowers. And McLaurin's not like a big overpay, but I think you need him right now. I was confused here. I'm looking at the wide receiver depth. I was like, okay, well, AJ Brown's hurt, Tyreek Hill, J-Mo, and then I see 2 T Hill. So I don't know if you have Tyreek Hill starting or benched, or maybe you have Taysom Hill on the bench. I don't know, but either way, yeah, just wait. Tyreek Hill and AJ Brown are back. You have a killer receiver room. You don't want to mess that up because you really don't have that much depth at receiver, as you see now with AJ Brown hurt. When guys have bad matchups. So, but you're fine. Alexander's channel, Keenan Allen or Jalen Waddle?
Assuming he plays, I'm just going to go Keenan Allen here. It's a good matchup. He claims this is the best his heel has felt. Just give me Keenan. Just give me Keenan.
Yes, I agree with that. Waddle is, All right. Tone Neg. Okay. Needs an RB2 and a flex full PPR. Najee Pollard, Jacoby Myers, Addison.
Oh, this is actually tough. This is a good spot for Najee this week, and Jaylen Warren is out. It's full PPR though. Am I just going the 2 running backs, or am I going Pollard and Myers?
I mean, how can you not be all in on Myers at this point?
I mean, because he's catching passes from Gardner Minshew, and maybe true. Actually, you know what I would actually be happy with is if they bench Gardner Minshew at halftime and then he caught passes from Aiden O'Connell. I feel like Aiden O'Connell would be better for Myers than Minshew, but
yeah, at least he throws it down the field.
Right. I don't know. I might go Pollard and Myers, even though I do like Najee this week. I just always worry, like, if Najee doesn't score, even with Jaylen Warren out, if Najee doesn't score, like, how big of a game is Najee going to get you? I'm going to go Pollard and Myers in PPR.
I still have a gut feel about Najee, and also because the Colts' run defense is horrible. I might go Najee and Myers. And I think you're okay with any of those guys, honestly. I mean, like if you said Najee and Pollard for the 4, I'm okay with that. But it's 2 of those first 3. All right, let's do a quick impromptu lightning round. Try to get some of our non-super chats in here as fast as we can so we can keep it moving, but also get to as many questions as possible. A. Myers, Brian Thomas, or Darnell Mooney PPR?
I think I'm just going Mooney here. He's more. I know Myers, not Myers. Brian Thomas can always hit like that one long play, but I mean that's really what you're banking on here. There's not a lot of signs telling me that this is going to be a big Brian Thomas week. I think I'm just going to go Mooney.
Going to go Mooney until I see something a little bit better from Trevor Lawrence. Doesn't look Daniel Jones-esque. Backstar 16, Myers or Ridley?
I mean, I'm not even like a big Ridley guy at all.
Yeah,
but I don't think I can start Myers over Ridley.
Yeah, I'm going Ridley here still. Not a bad matchup whatsoever against the Dolphins. Tanya Rice, Josh Jacobs, or Aaron Jones in that game?
I will say this is actually tough. This is actually a tough one for me this week. Vikings run defense has been good. I really like Aaron Jones this week. I think he's going to have a big game. I think I might go Aaron Jones.
Going Aaron Jones too. Better matchup. And look, if Jordan Love is back, maybe they don't have to lean on Jacobs quite as much. I'm going to go Aaron Jones. Should have a big game. Of course, fantasy football is pain. Half PPR, Ford Flowers.
I can't do it. Look, it's a good matchup for Ford this week for sure. But I don't think I can bench a guy like Flowers for Ford, personally.
Agree. I think you just keep Flowers in there and don't worry about it. All right. Let's get to the rest of the super chats. Before we do, reminder that Draft Lane, the app, is, first of all, it's good. Apparently, Livewire gives it a thumbs up. Appreciate that. Livewire is always on here, so he knows, or she. So Draft Lane is the app that we have where you can do the exact same thing you're doing now and ask questions to us, start, sit, waiver wire trade, or just generic questions, whatever you got. And you can do this without having to wait for us to go live. Of course, we'd love to see you on here and want you to be on the live shows, but we can't go live 24/7. You can use the app 24/7 because you can use it anytime. It is free to download. So to go to the App Store, Play Store, download Draft Lane for free. And for a very limited time, and I mean very limited because tomorrow night, this will be gone. So last chance to get this $10 credit for new customers. If you download the app and sign in, then you get that credit to use towards any of those features like the questions. So basically, it's like you're getting free super chat. All right, so think about that. Download Draft Lane now while you get that credit. All right, but let's get to these questions. Ron Skov, Moss, Kyron, Ayuk for Pollard, CMC, and Harrison. So this isn't just a CMC trade. This is like a mega trade.
All right, I prefer Pollard to Moss. I probably prefer Harrison to Ayuk. Is it worth giving up Kyron to gamble on CMC? That's the question here, because I'd probably take the Kyron side here because I don't feel like Kyron's a stud, right? Like Kyron's a stud. So why risk CMC? And look, even though I prefer Harrison to Ayuk is also should be a stud. Moss is fine, I guess. I mean, he's fine. I think maybe this is too much to risk CMC. I'm gonna take the Kyron Ayuk side.
Yeah, looking at those other two players, I agree. They're pretty equal in value for the most part. So why would you just trade away a guy like Kyron for CMC? I don't think it's worth it. So prefer the first side. Just kind of taking on unnecessary risk. All right, Alexis Aguilar did drop a super chat. Not just that he's always with us. Do we trust Garrett Wilson? No. My other options are Walker, Deontay, Kirk, Bucky Irvin.
Yeah, I think again, like I would start Deontay and Kirk over Garrett Wilson this week. So just go with Deontay. Don't risk it with Garrett Wilson against Surtain.
Right. If you have a solid option, which you definitely do, just go with Deontay. No questions. Vinny, what's up? Good morning. Offered to trade K9 for DK. Would you take DK?
I mean, I would take DK over Walker, but I'm looking at your other running backs: Ramondre, Mason, Rico. Is that Rico Dowdle? Suave? Rico Suave? Emmanuel Wilson. The problem here is, the problem is like what happens if CMC does come back, but at the same time, I mean, I think you're definitely getting the better end of this deal with DK. But if CMC does come back and then you're rolling out Ramondre and Rico Dowdle as your running backs, that's scary.
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean, not that we don't ever think alike, but yeah, it's exactly what I thought. I was like, I'd rather have DK, but with running back, you're not very deep, so it's risky.
Yeah. I mean, look, if you're also not very strong at wide receiver and DK is going to instantly make your wide receiver room way better, then sure, because look, there will, even in a 16-teamer, there will be running backs who are sitting out there on the waiver wire right now that are nowhere near being start worthy, that we're going to see are going to be start worthy at some point this year. It happens every year. So if DK significantly upgrades your wide receiver room, I'll take DK.
Agree. I mean, this is a deep league, so who knows? Johnny Camarena, pick one. Jennings, JSN, Moore, or JMO.
I assume that's DJ Moore.
Yeah, if it's DJ Moore, I'm going DJ Moore.
Yeah,
obviously.
Although I'm a little more nervous about him with Keenan and Rome Odunze playing. But I think I still got to go DJ Moore.
Yeah. Go DJ Moore. You won't regret it.
Famous last words.
Yeah. Now, this one is a tough one. Maybe not. Jana, Sunshine, Harrell, Godwin or Evans. Which one feasts more? Both the same matchup. Ironically.
Yep. Yeah, ironically. It's weird how that works.
So who's better this week?
I mean, it's hard to sit Godwin. He's been so good. But I do feel like this could be like an Evans.
Yeah, like a squeaky wheel kind of game.
Yeah. I mean, Godwin probably a little bit safer, but Evans, I think, could have a really big game this week. So I'd probably go Evans.
Yeah, my gut's telling me this week is an Evans get-right game. So I might put Evans in there. Okay, and of course, we both love a good conspiracy theory. So this is going back to from earlier because this is like an hour ago. All right. Is this like an NBA thing where it's like load management? These injuries are just a way to rest these guys.
I don't think so, but I do think you have a little bit of a point here. I think with the extended schedule, with the longer schedule, I don't think teams quite put a premium on these early games, these like early season games, right? They're like, right? Like, okay, like, oh, you kind of tweaked your hamstring today. Like, let's just sit you out. It's okay. Like, we need you more for the stretch run. So I think maybe you have a little bit of a point here. I don't think they're intense. Like, it's the NFL. You still want to win every game, right? It's still only it's not like it's a 50 game season now and you can the first 2 months don't matter, right? It's not like right. Baseball or the NBA where like the first 2 months or few months like barely even matter. But I could see teams being more cautious early in the season. So I think you might have a point in that regard.
And a team like, let's say, the Raiders with Devontae Adams, like they can't afford to just sit their best player and like, oh, let's see if we can win without him. Like they need to win. They want to win. The coach, his job is going to be at risk if they have a bad season. So yeah, probably more anything, it could be the players be like, oh man, I can't go. And they really are not as hurt. Maybe, but I'm also not just saying they're liars. Antonio Areza, me again. The points per touch and criminal trades guy. All right. So it's been taking advantage of his teammates, and that's totally legal. I got Jaden and B-Rob for Devontae Adams and Stafford. Got the Jaden side. I think that's good.
Yeah, you got Jaden and B-Rob for I mean Stafford, like who's trading for Stafford right now? Yeah, good trade.
Buy low. Yes. I think this is a win. Big win. Austin J, start 2, Pollard Mason, Ford Walker.
I'm going the first 2. I can't bench Mason. I think Ford's in a good spot too, but with Deshaun Watson, it's always so risky with Deshaun Watson. I'm going the first 2.
Yeah. Based on matchups here, go with the first 2. And then Trone, which appealing tight end is most appealing? Gesicki, Hunter Henry, or Elijah Higgins?
I mean, I'd probably just go Higgins here. Just give me the tight end catching passes from Kyler Murray with no Trey McBride going against the Commanders. I mean, we did this with Gesicki last week. We did this with Hunter Henry last week. I'll just go Higgins, and I mean, look, there's no clear answer here.
I think I put Gesicki last year. Now we know the other tight ends are getting involved. Higgins is back. Like, okay. Henry still should get the largest target share for whatever that's worth, but he gets the Niners. That's the problem. There's like the toughest defense against tight ends. So normally I'd say Henry, but just because he has the worst matchup and Higgins has the best matchup possible, I think I'm going to go Higgins. Wes Martins, JK or Chuba?
I think I'm going Chuba this week. It's full PPR. He catches passes. It's not a good spot for J.K. Dobbins this week. And Rashawn Slater is out, their best offensive lineman, one of their best run blockers. I'm just going to go Chuba.
Yeah, Herbert banged up. Slater and Alt was banged up too, I think. So.
Oh yeah, Alt is questionable. He might their 2 best offensive linemen might be out. I'm just going to go Chuba.
Yeah, go Chuba for sure. Johnny Camarena, would you drop Andrews if it's leaving options like this?
I don't want to drop Andrews. I'm fine picking up a different tight end. Like I would play Kmet and Ertz over Andrews for sure. Not Gesicki, maybe Schultz, but Kmet and Ertz over Andrews for sure. But I also don't want to drop Andrews. What happens if you drop Andrews and he goes out there and has 6 catches and a touchdown this week, and you just gifted somebody Mark Andrews for no reason? Like, find somebody else you can drop to pick up one of these tight ends if you don't want to play Andrews.
Right, exactly. Bench Andrews, yes. Drop him. I wouldn't do that yet. Johnny Pina, hold Mason or trade if you need a wide receiver. Got JT, K9, Jacobs, and Allen.
I mean, I'm fine trading Mason. Like, I'm not against trading Mason, but you have to, I need to get fair value back for Mason. I can't be like, I'm not going to trade Jordan Mason and get
Brian Thomas.
Yeah, like Brian, exactly. Like Brian Thomas, Khalil Shakir. No, I need more than that. Like if you could get like, I don't know, some good buy lows right now. Like maybe a DJ Moore, maybe a Deebo Samuel, maybe coming back from injury, maybe a Brandon Ayuk. Guys like, buy lows like that, I would do it. But I'm not trading them just to trade them.
Apparently Mike Evans is a buy low because 2 bad games,
Yep.
Hey, but you're good at running back, especially when K9 comes back. Yeah, definitely you can do that. But just get a maximum value. Throw out multiple trade offers and see who gives you the best receiver. What's up, JSC? Is the fortunate owner of Adams, Olave, and Puka. So now we're down to Xavier Legette or Rashid Shaheed.
Well, if Olave's out, I'm probably just pivoting to Shaheed. Legette, I definitely think Legette's interesting this week. But, I mean, these guys are both risky. But, I mean, Shaheed, we've at least seen him have a couple big games. We know he can always catch that huge touchdown. these targets got to go somewhere. So if Olave's out, I'm going to go Shaheed.
I think I'll probably go Shaheed regardless, but especially Olave limited. C-Fits, start 2, Addison Waddle, K9, Pirine, or Komet.
Well, out of this group, if Walker plays, I'll start Walker, and then I'll probably go Addison. It's not a terrible spot for Addison. I know that that Green Bay secondary, but look, Jair Alexander, he might miss this game too, which will help all the Vikings pass catchers. So I'm gonna go Walker and Addison, assuming Walker plays. If Walker's out, I might just go Waddle and Addison. I can't start P. Ryan. I don't think I could start Komet over Waddle.
No, P. Ryan's not startable. I'm not flexing a tight end like Komet, who could be this week's trap at tight end, especially Keenan Allen is back. So no, I'll just go Addison Waddle probably. All right, and so Antonio, also a reminder, it's that crazy points per touch league. So he's got to pick 3 points per touch. Cooks. Cook's already played. Etienne, B-Rob, and Mason.
I think that's supposed to be James Cook, because he says Etienne, B-Rob, and Mason as running backs.
Okay. Oh,
pick 3.
I didn't see that part. All right, so James Cook, Etienne, B-Rob, and Mason. Who sits?
I mean, in point per touch, like Mason is almost a lock for 20 touches. I think you have to start Mason, especially in this format. Like, the guy gets like 20 touches every week. Then I think I'm going B-Rob and James Cook. I know there's risk that like the last 2 weeks, Buffalo has blown the opponents out, so James Cook hasn't gotten a ton of touches, even though he's had big games. I don't think that's going to happen this week against Baltimore. And there is a risk that Etienne gets scripted out. So I'm going to go Mason, B-Rob, and Cook.
Yep. Glad we agree here. I think Etienne's the one who sits because risk that they get blown out and Tank Bigsby gets back to being involved. Remember, he missed with that injury. He's fine. So there you go. Etienne sits. Frihola, bench 1. Zach Moss, J.K. Kirk. Okay, one of those.
I'm doing it. I'm not just the matchup for J.K. Dobbins, but now the fact that Slater is for sure out. Joe Alt might be out or even like not 100%. Going against the Chiefs with maybe Taylor Heineke starting. I'm just going to go Moss and Kirk. I'm going to bench J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah, his matchup, but also the things we talked about, right? The offensive line, Herbert maybe being out. I wonder if that means we actually see a good Pat Mahomes game this week. We'll see.
I don't know. I feel like it's just going to be another game where he doesn't need to do a whole lot.
There you go. Ivan Garcia, Olave or Higgins?
Well, if Olave plays and he's good to go, meaning like he's not a game time decision, then I'm definitely going Olave here. But if there's any doubt about Olave, like that he might be limited, just go Higgins.
Right. I think it comes down to the injury report. So keep an eye on Olave. Don't be surprised if he misses. If he does, just go to Higgins. And then Dalton Schultz or Elijah Higgins. The other Higgins. Just go two Higgins. The full Higgins.
I don't know. I might go Schultz with Dell out. I mean, really, he's got Stroud. I feel like the Texans are going to score a ton of points. I mean, the Cardinals will probably score a ton of points too. I don't know. Flip a coin here. I might go Schultz.
Yeah. Risk either way. I guess Schultz. Trone needs 2 in a flex. Tyreek, Jason, McLaurin, Mooney, D-Hop. PPR.
I'm going JSN and McLaurin. I mean, man, it's not being able to say Tyreek is so terrible, but JSN in a good spot this week. McLaurin not in the bad spot. Got to feel better about him. I just think they're just a tier above these guys. I'm going JSN, McLaurin. Oh, and a flex. We need a flex. Okay, I think I'm still flexing Tyreek here, honestly, then. I don't think I could put Mooney or D-Hop in over Tyreek. I don't think can be that low on Tyreek. Like, Tyreek can still have one huge play. They're still going to try to get him the ball. So I'm going to go the first 3.
Yep, first 3 look good. Renzo, Lamella, DK for Dobbins and Pickens, or Etienne and Brian Thomas?
I don't know. I mean, what Dobbins are we getting the rest of the year?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm definitely not doing the second one. I don't think so. I think I'm keeping DK in both these trades.
Yeah, I don't love either of these really. Yeah. And this is not a good time to trade for Dobbins, like we just talked about, so probably not. All right, Fat Walrus, 18 PPR. 2 running backs between JT Cook, Aaron Jones.
I mean, I think you got to play. I think it's got to be the first 2, even though, man, I hate benching Aaron Jones this week. But I can't sit JT. I can't really sit James Cook right now. He's been so good.
Yeah, this is tough. I know the matchup isn't good for JT. It actually is pretty good for Aaron Jones, but I'm not sitting JT. I'm just not. So JT and Cook. The 206. Pick 3 receivers. Diggs, Flowers, Olave, Metcalf, Jennings.
All right. Well, assuming Olave is 100% good to go and plays, I'm going Olave, Metcalf, and I think I'm going Diggs, honestly. If Olave is out, I'm going Diggs, Flowers, Metcalf.
Right. I think right now, put Diggs, Flowers, Metcalf in your lineup and then see what happens with Olave. But yeah, Jennings doesn't make the cut with these guys. Bullman, yes, Singletary did not come through, but that's okay. The week is not over. It's a 10-man full. Mayfield or Richardson?
Let's just go Mayfield. Don't risk it with Richardson.
Yep. And then Cam Akers for Kamara if he's out. Well, you're gonna have to.
If he's out, you don't have a choice. But don't if Kamara's playing, don't put Akers in over Kamara.
Right. Khalil or JMO?
Oh, man.
Floor, ceiling, boom, bust.
Yeah, but even this doesn't feel like it's going to be a big Khalil Shakir week. I know he's coming off a pretty nice game, so people are like, so it's hard to see that. But I mean, he does get the Ravens secondary. But Jameson is in a tough spot too. But I might just gamble on the upside of Jameson because I don't feel like it's going to be a big Shakir week.
Yeah, in this case, it's a 10-man league. Whatever Shakir gets you, assuming he doesn't score a touchdown again, which he might. Who knows? Might not be enough. So I think you can gamble on JMO here. Bucky Dennis dropped this a couple times. We did answer it, but I just want to make sure Bucky knows. JT and Evans for Jones and Neighbors.
I'm going Jones and Neighbors still. Looks like that was a troll account. I think you said JT and Evans, right?
Yeah, exactly. I don't even know there's a good answer here. I think I'd still prefer the JT Evans side. Jones and Neighbors. This is pretty close, though. I mean, this is 8-man league. Could go either way. Okay, Uzi London. This is a 12-man league, full PPR. Deontay Johnson, Juwan Jennings, or Xavier Worthy?
It's Deontay for me. I think we know he should be the number one. I mean, who's threatening him here? We're worried about Jonathan Mingo being a big slot and taking all the targets, Xavier Leggett, Tommy Tremble, Tavion Sanders, who's barely played this year. Deontay should get peppered with targets. I'm going Deontay.
Yes, definitely Deontay here. Flex Najee, Braylon Allen, or receiver?
I'd probably go Jennings if Debo doesn't play. If Debo plays, I'll go Najee.
Yeah, this is tricky. Those are the two I'm thinking. I do like Najee. I don't know. Kittle is back, though. Could be wrong. Could be burned by Najee. We'll see. I think Najee is the safer play here. Jennings, if you want to shoot for more upside. Dylan Lem, PPR flex, J.K. Dobbins, Brian Thomas, or JMO?
I'm just going to go Jameson here in PPR. Again, I don't feel good about Dobbins this week. Brian Thomas, let's just go with Jameson. It's not a great spot for him this week, but he does have Goff. He's in this Lions offense. I'm going to go Jameson.
Yeah. Worried about JK this week. Thomas, let's see something more from that Jags offense. Gabriel, good morning. Need to flex in a receiver. Got Higgins, Mooney, or Shakir and Akers. Leaning Higgins and Akers.
Yeah, I think Higgins and Akers if Mixon is out. If Mixon plays, I'm going to go Higgins and Mooney.
Yeah, I think in this case, Higgins is probably your best pick. I'm fine with Akers. I know a lot of people big on Shakir. And look, Shakir's not a bad choice. He's fine. It just depends how much upside you're looking for. I do think this should be a good Akers week if Mixon is out. Okay, we did that one. Dan O is saying someone dropped Keenan Allen. Is it worth to pick him up and drop one of those tight ends?
No, you can't drop one of those tight ends. I know it's early, but man, would it shock you if Jake Ferguson is the tight end 1 at the end of the year? It's been great in the 2 healthy games he's played. There's got to be somebody else you can drop for Keenan Allen, right?
I mean, I know he put that lineup earlier. Yeah, I agree. You don't need to drop one of those tight ends. So let's wait because he had a pretty deep team already. I think he had Jameson Williams. I think he had a lot of good receivers. So
I mean, maybe you don't even need. That's right. It was like an 8-team league, right? Maybe you don't even need Keenan Allen, honestly.
Yeah. I don't think he needed Keenan Allen. So no, let's say no. Don't do this. Marcus, Marcus, WJ, the stack team. So
Marcus?
This is an 8-team league, and it's full
of
everything.
I'm sorry, Marcus. With all due respect, I'm not rating your team because I like your scoring is too wild. I can't rate it. Like I don't. Your team is stacked. Your team is definitely stacked. But I'll help you with your lineup. All right, you're starting Hurts at QB. Hall and Bijan at running back. Nico Godwin at wide receiver. Now McBride's out, so you're definitely going Pitts. And then flex, JT, Jacobs. Yeah, I'm going JT in the flex.
Right. People are like, how can you sit St. Brown? Remember, this is a point per carry. So yeah, you're gonna have to.
It's also like you get bonuses for like big plays, big touchdowns.
Right.
Like I saw, like he was showing me like how many points these guys had, and like Amon-Ra St. Brown hasn't even been that good this year.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right, good luck, Marcus. Ozzy C with Olave potentially out. Go Shaheed, Leggett, or Michael Wilson.
Ooh, close between Shaheed and Michael Wilson this week. Like,
yeah.
Oh man. But I mean, if Olave's out, like Shaheed, I mean, even last week, for as bad as Shaheed was, he got 5 targets. Like if Olave's out, he could get 8 targets this week. But man, Michael Wilson against the Commanders.
I think if Olave is completely out, Shaheed probably makes the most sense here because Wilson is still not the number 1 receiver. I mean, I like that McBride is out, but still, I think I would have to go Shaheed as much as I like Wilson this week.
Yeah. All right, let's do it. They're both dice rolls.
Yeah.
Let's do it with Shaheed.
True. Paul P. 12 team. Which tight end do you love the most? Fant, Ertz, or Conklin?
Ertz, if you just want the guy where you're like, I know I'm going to get 8, maybe 10 points from my tight end. Conklin, if you're like, I want the guy who can potentially give me like a big game for my tight end. But I'm okay with either of those guys. Then give me 1 second.
Yeah. I don't know. People are kind of suddenly interested in Fant now because he actually had a couple of catches. Not falling for that. I know it's not a bad matchup, but no, I'm not going Fant. I still say Conklin's my favorite streamer this week at tight end. Of course, just know there's risk for nothing. But that's the same for all of these guys. Ertz should get you a few points. Conklin has a little bit more upside. I would go Conklin. personally. Just incredible. What is up? Yeah, we've been here before a little bit, but glad you're here. Glad everybody's here. Also, this is a good time to remind everybody that we're going to catch up on the super chats. We're trying to get to those first. So we'll get there as fast as we can. This is also a good time to remind you, as Justin says down here, don't forget, if you feel like we helped you out a lot or you just like talking football with us, hit like, subscribe, and notifications and all those things. We will be live again tomorrow morning, so no worries. If you still have questions, so tomorrow, the injury report, all the updates, last minute stuff. So let's go on to Andres Gregorio. Full PPR, 6 point per touchdown. Darnold or Love? I mean, look, if Love plays, I'm playing Love pretty much. I know someone was saying that we're like out on Darnold. Not out on Darnold. Don't doubt Darnold. Darnold's been good. But you've got to put Jordan Love ahead of him, even though Minnesota defense has been really good. Darnold's not a bad play. He's not at all. But I'm still going to take the guy I feel like was going to be a solid QB1 all season right now. I think you got to go Love here, right? You're not going to put Darnold over Love.
No, definitely not putting Darnold if Love plays.
Right, if he plays. All right, then we have Arturo Bibiano. Have Moss, Cook, and Hubbard. Who to start over Achane, or are we just starting Achane?
I think I still have to go Achane here.
Yeah.
Is that James Cook?
I guess. I don't know why James Cook is on your bench, but I might be James.
I might go James Cook over Achane because James Cook has been so good. I'm not too worried about it. I might go James Cook. If that's James Cook, I assume I'll go Cook over Achane. If not, I'm not putting Hubbard or Moss over Achane just yet.
No. Look, I do think if maybe not benefit, but maybe if someone doesn't get hurt as much by the QB change to Huntley, it might be Achane, right? There's the risk of the run and it's more short passes. I think Achane is definitely a strong start still, but Cook is safer. So if you want to start Cook, that's fine. If you want upside, it's Achane. All right, Melissa needs 2. Here's Achane, Bijan, B-Rob, Charbonnet.
Oh, man. I mean, you got to start Bijan, of course. It's close between Achane and Brian Robinson. With Eckler out, you know he's going to get all the touches. It's the Cardinals. That doesn't scare me. Man, it'd be so hard to sit Achane. Because, look, especially with Tyler Huntley, you know what this tells me? This tells me they're going to do like what the Packers did in week 2 where Josh Jacobs had like 32 carries.
Right.
It's just going to be Malik Willis and Devon Achane running the ball, or maybe little screen passes to Achane. Like, right, this is what the offense is going to be. They're just going to try to use that speed and not take shots down the field, which could be good for Achane.
Exactly.
I think I still got to go Achane this week over, even though I really do like B-Rob. I'm going to go Bijan and Achane.
That's exactly what I was going to try to articulate. I feel like the Huntley move means they're going to go more ball control. There's like, look, we're not going to be able to throw the ball down the field that much, at least not that effectively. Let's just control it on the ground, more conservative, dump offs, running. So, yeah, Bijan Achane is probably your best bet. JV, what's up? Have to start one. Have to start is right. Swift, Javonte, Braylon Allen.
Just go with Braylon Allen. I mean, Javonte, no thanks. Swift might lose his job to Rashawn this week. We'll see. Just go with Braylon Allen.
Yeah. Just go Braylon Allen here. Speaking of Huntley, could you start Sean Donahue? Wants to know, would you start him in the super flex over Carr?
Oh, man. I mean, you do have to be worried about Carr if Olave is out, but really, if you're putting Huntley in your lineup, all you're hoping for is that they barely ask him to throw the ball so that he can't turn it over multiple times, and that he just runs for 100 yards or something. Which maybe that's what he's gonna do. Maybe it's gonna be like Malik Willis, but if Olave plays, I'll still go Carr.
Yes. If Olave sits, I think you could take a shot on Huntley, but again, don't expect too much. You're hoping he runs in a touchdown, basically.
Yeah.
All right, so Vinny wants to know if Olave is out. Watson, Waddle, Pittman, Ford. Can't be Swift.
It's either Watson or Ford. I will say, like, Vinny, if you want to just shoot for the home run, go with Watson. If you want the pretty high floor this week, go Ford. He's got the good matchup. But it's between those two.
Yeah. I think if Love plays, Watson might be worth it. Might be worth a shot. And then we have Felix Tav. Komet or Likely?
It's got to be Komet. I mean, even with Andrews doing nothing, Likely is also doing nothing. It's not like Andrews is doing something because Likely is like going off. It's like, no, neither of them are doing anything. Go with Komet.
Let's go with Komet. Needs help. Kirk Dawkins, Zach Moss, or Josh Jacobs.
I can't bench Jacobs for Moss. I know Moss has a good matchup this week, but I can't bench Jacobs.
Yeah, this is definitely Jacobs. All right, Miles Dial, welcome back. Trade Garrett Wilson. Before it's too late. I mean, I wouldn't worry too much about Devontae Adams getting traded yet, but in general, are you trading Garrett Wilson?
No, this is not a good time to trade Garrett Wilson. I mean, he still has some value. Like, people aren't like completely off of Garrett Wilson, but I mean, you're selling at pretty much his lowest point right now, so not a good time to trade Garrett Wilson. And I'm not really worried about the Jets trading for Devontae Adams here.
Even if this was going to happen, it would be closer to the deadline, like weeks from now. Yeah. So,
right.
Don't do this. Troy Black, McBride is out. Komet or Ertz?
Again, Ertz is the guy that he'll get you some points. I guess you got to be a little bit worried about Komet this week with Odunze and Keenan Allen back. So, I don't know. I guess go Ertz. But I do still kind of like Komet.
Yeah, I think I'm just going Ertz here. Not going to overpay for last week's big game from Komet. I would go Ertz. PD Tabil. Full PPR. Addison, Jennings, Odunze, Ridley, or Keenan. Needs two.
This is tough. I think I'm going Odunze and Ridley. I still like Odunze this week. It's still a good matchup for him. Keenan's fine. Jennings, we'll see about Debo. Addison, he's fine. I think I'm going Odunze, Ridley here.
All right, make it easy. I definitely like Odunze. Great matchup. Wow, I love TJ Moore this week. Yeah, Ridley, still the number one receiver there. Not a bad matchup whatsoever for him. So just go Ridley. All right, Black Hole Sun. Waddle, Mooney, or Braylon Allen, PPR flex.
Yeah, I'm just going to go Mooney in PPR. I think he'll be fine in this matchup. Waddle, if they just run the ball. Snoop Huntley. Braylon Allen, yeah, maybe he scores a touchdown, maybe he doesn't. I'll just go Mooney.
Yeah, in PPR, I'm not going Braylon Allen over these receivers. Waddle. Guess played safe with Mooney. What's up, Joe? Joe Castles is here. Moss or Stevenson?
It's actually not a bad matchup for Stevenson this week. The 49ers, 2 years in a row, have been pretty bad against the run. Obviously, it's a great matchup for Zach Moss against the Panthers. But I think I feel a little bit safer about Stevenson getting the touches. We did see a little bit more Chase Brown last week. I know we saw more Gibson, but that's because they were getting blown out and Stevenson didn't play the last quarter and a half or whatever it was. I think I give Stevenson the edge here.
I do give Stevenson the edge. Just feel better about him in general. Cincinnati just not really committed to the run just yet. I'll go Stevenson. Marcus Parker, pick 2. Cam Akers, J.K. Dobbins, Khalil Shakir. It's full PPR. We sit in J.K.
Sit in J.K. if Mixon is out. If Mixon's playing, then I think I got to sit Akers.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm just going to assume Mixon's not playing. So I would start Akers and Shakir. Carlos Roman, thank you. Love the show. Start 2. Here we go. J.K. Higgins, Chuba, Walker if he plays, McLaurin. This says full PPR 6 point per touch.
Down. Per touch, down.
Down.
I was going to say
touchdown.
I was going to say
well, that's normal.
Yeah. Like 6 points per touch, that would be ridiculous. I mean, 6 points per touch, you would have to start Chuba Hubbard. Like almost can't. Like Chuba and JK would be like no doubts. But because it's a normal 6 point per touchdown league and it's full PPR, I'm going Higgins and Terry. Higgins and Terry for me in PPR.
Yeah, you can still sit JK, full PPR, Higgins and Terry. I don't mind Chuba. Chuba's definitely a strong option, but I think Terry's in a good spot here. TS got burned by Singletary. Yes.
Yes. Apologies. That was on Thursday, by the way, but yes, apologies. Apologies to everybody who started Singletary. Terrible.
Wide receiver, Flowers or Jaden Reed?
I think I still got to go Flowers here. Obviously, assuming Jordan Love play. If it's not Jordan Love, then it's easily Flowers. It's not a great matchup for Zay Flowers against this Bills secondary, but I mean, still, like, I think I got to give him the edge over Jaden Reed. He's a clear wide receiver 1 for Baltimore. I'll give him the slight edge over Jaden Reed.
Yeah, and you got to figure the Bills might take a page out of the Chiefs book and just shut down the tight ends, you know? I think Flowers is your safer bet here. All right, the Kraken. In 2 different leagues, we going Rachaad White or Scary?
Even if Bucky Irving's out, I'm still going Scary Terry. I still don't feel great about Rachaad White, even if they're like ruled Bucky Irving completely out. So give me Scary Terry.
Yes, definitely Terry. Then League 2, flex, Keon Coleman or Michael Wilson?
I'm giving Michael Wilson. I mean, Keon Coleman, what did he have 2 weeks ago? He had 0 catches on 1 target, and then last week he had 1 24-yard touchdown catch. That's a big ask when a guy's getting 1 to 0 catches every week to score you fantasy points. Give me Michael Wilson.
Definitely Michael Wilson for me. Of course, had him as a boom and still sticking with that. Ken Wentz, let's see, the weekly tight end shuffle. We all love it. Higgins, Parkinson, Hurst. This is, I guess, an option, but not for me. Or Henry.
Yeah. This has got to be our first Hayden Hurst of easily of the year.
Yes.
Maybe of 2024. Like the whole year, not just the football, like the whole year. I'm going Parkinson. I talked about him on the streamers video. So when I dug into Parkinson a little more, my big worry for him last week was like, oh man, he's just gonna block. No, he ran he had the highest route percentage of any tight end last week, and he had the seventh highest target share of any tight end last week. And he's got a really good matchup this week because the Bears, for as good as they are against wide receivers, they give up points to the tight ends because teams can't really throw to the wide receivers because their corners are so good. I'm going Parkinson.
Yeah, I think when you scratch off Hurst, then it's pretty much flip a coin. I don't mind Henry. He gets targeted, but it's just a horrible matchup. So it's one of the first 2. Parkinson would be the smarter play. Higgins is the what the heck. It's a tight end play. So it's one of those 2. I personally might go Higgins, but maybe just because I've been disappointed by the Rams so much. Frank Kituga. Connor and London, for Etienne and Garrett Wilson. Interesting.
I think I'm still you might not like it for the next 2 or 3 weeks, depending on when Tua comes back. And I know Garrett Wilson, I think for the next 2 or 3 games has really tough matchups as well. So if you take the I don't know which side you have, but if you take the Etienne Wilson side, which is the side I would want long term, you might not feel good about it for the next few weeks. But I think after that, you're going to feel great about it. So I'm going to go Etienne and Wilson.
I'm going to go Etienne and Wilson too. I just think you're getting more upside here. Good time to buy low on Wilson and sort of buy low on Etienne. So, yeah. Alberto Reyes Behar. 2 receivers in a flex in full. Got Zay, Pickens, Ridley, Jennings, Addison, and Myers.
I think you got to go Zay and Pickens here. I think I still go Ridley as the wide receiver, or as a flex. Maybe, I mean, Jennings and, if Debo's out is interesting. Myers, obviously, with Devontae out, it's interesting, but they're also risky. I think I'm going the first 3.
I'm going to be in on Pickens again. Zay is the one you got to feel best about here, so I still like Ridley's matchup. I'm going to go the first 3 as well. Abimanu, welcome back as always. 12-team PPR, needs an RB2, 4 acres.
This is really tough this week. Again, assuming Mixon is out. If Mixon plays, then you just go with Ford. But I mean, you look at these matchups with these guys, like Akers, Jaguars, great matchup. But Ford, Raiders, even better matchup. Oh, and by the way, Max Crosby is, well, I guess he's technically doubtful, but head coach Antonio Pierce said he's out. So Max Crosby's not playing this week for the Raiders. So that deep, I don't even know. And Kuntz, the other, the rookie that was doing really well, I'm pretty sure he's on IR. So I don't even know who else is on this defense right now for the Raiders, to be honest. But obviously, I would rather have the running back in the Houston offense than the Browns offense. So this one's a toss-up here. I don't know. Maybe slightly Akers if Mixon is totally out. But, man, this is really close.
Yeah, Ford should have a solid week. I think I still got to lean Akers since he's the only guy in that backfield for sure, assuming Mixon's out. But it's pretty close. Then wide receiver 3, Terry, Zay, Waddle, Leggett. It's just one.
I don't want to overreact. I don't want to overreact to last week, but we've seen Daniels every week get a little better. We've seen the offense open up a little bit more. Terry gets the Cardinals. Zay does get that Bills secondary that's really tough. I think I'm going Terry here, but there's a part of me that's like, am I just overreacting to last week? But I think I'm going Terry.
No, I think it's fine. It's between those first 2. I'm fine going Terry here. This is your 3rd receiver, so yeah, I'll go for upside. And I think as bitterly disappointed as you are with Laporta, you got to start him over Strange.
Yeah, I mean, look, Strange came through for us last week, but that was like a garbage time touchdown. It was almost a disaster. So let's just go Laporta.
And then now I'm seeing he says and a flex. So I guess if you're starting Terry, you just flex Zay.
Yeah, I probably got to flex Zay over Ford. Yeah.
All right, Jedi Koth in half. Jason or Odunze? Man, that's
another
tough.
close one. But I think with Keenan back, I'm going to go JSN. It's a really good matchup for JSN this week. I think we see him bounce back after last week. I know it's a really good matchup for Odunze too, but Keenan back, maybe he doesn't get as involved. I'll go JSN.
I like both this week. Both kind of boom bust type of players. I'll slightly give the edge to JSN. Yeah. Patrick did drop a super chat, so let's do this one. Would you trade Godwin and Rico for Kyron?
Man.
His current team, he's got Gibbs, Pollard, Javonte, Brown, Dowdle, got AJB, Waddle, Rice, Higgins, Godwin. It improves your team.
Yeah. It's tough to trade Godwin right now, but I mean, you're getting Kyron. It's not like, I think that's fair.
Well, you know what I might do thinking about this? Because, I mean, you're in on Pollard this week, right? And then A.J. Brown obviously not playing this week. Why don't you wait? If Godwin has a big game, which he definitely could, maybe try Godwin for Kyron straight up, or maybe even get more. You know what I mean? So I think you can wait a week to do this.
Yeah, not that I'm all in on Rico because he had that one receiving touchdown,
right?
Randomly, where the Giants had like 3 defenders to tackle him, and they somehow all missed him because the Giants secondary is horrible. But I feel like Godwin for Kyron straight up is fair. Like, I don't feel like you should have to throw Rico in.
Right. I'm not, like I said, I think after this weekend, you do this, you can wait. Keith Rutledge, 12-man league, Monty or Braylon Allen?
Monty. Definitely Monty. Monty, look, Monty has been nothing but great so far. I think you got to just roll with Monty.
Right. There's really no reason to doubt Monty. And then, would you sit Garrett Wilson for a guy like Leggett? No.
It's not like Leggett is a sure thing here. Still roll with Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, we don't want to go way too in on the recency bias here. But look, David Montgomery's been good every game. Just start him. Definitely keep Monty in there. Conscious dub. Thoughts on Yoshi as a flex?
I mean, look, he's had 3 catches the last 2 games, and they've all been a touchdown. Maybe he can just keep getting 1 catch for a touchdown. but if he doesn't, you're getting pretty much nothing from him. So I'd prefer not to.
Yeah, it's kind of touchdown or bust. I mean, you can flex him, but it really depends on your other options. So he's not the worst. Not the worst pick. Also not the best. Ashley Gomez in half. Shakir, Kirk, Myers, Steele, JMO. We need 2.
I think Kirk is the one I feel the best about here. And then I probably still go Jameson. I'm considering Jacoby Myers, but it's half PPR. I still think Jameson has more upside, even in a tough matchup. I'm going to go Kirk and Jameson, but I'm okay if you also, Ashley, if you're like, I don't want to risk it with JMO and you want to go Myers, I'm okay with Kirk Myers as well. But I think I'm putting Kirk and Jameson in.
Yeah, it's tough. Kirk and I mean, how great do we really feel about Myers? It's like either JMO or Myers. I agree. Can't start Steele here with these guys. All right, and then we did get one from Jay Hayes, although I don't see a question either before or after. So Jay Hayes, if there's no question, we'll just say thanks. If there is, then we'll put it up when we see it. But let's go to Moises de la Vara. Have Richardson, Jaden Daniels available, like to pick up? Would you switch them rest of season? Does not have bench spot.
I mean, yeah, why not? Why not? I mean, I still don't want to drop Richardson. I don't know. Maybe you're in like an 18 very shallow league. I mean, if Jaden Daniels is still out there, you're probably in a very shallow league. So,
right.
Yeah, I would definitely prefer Jaden Daniels.
I mean, this week you've got to prefer Jaden Daniels. So why not just roll with him and then see what happens? So, yep, they're definitely switched for now. Louis Schilling, pick 1 in half. Kittle, D-Hop, BTJ, or Lazard. Is this the case where you actually flex a tight end?
I might. I mean, the only one I'd probably consider here is D-Hop over him. But are we gonna chase that random game last week? I might just go Kittle this week.
Yeah, I don't want to start Lazard if I can help it. BTJ, not in a great spot. Yeah, it's either Hopkins or Kittle. I don't think Hopkins is terrible, but Kittle's probably less terrible. So let's go Kittle. Dion got the membership and dropped the super chat. Thank you, Dion. Needs to start 2 in a flex in non-PPR. All right. Olave, Godwin, got Drake, Deontay, Garrett Wilson, or J.K. Dobbins.
Man. I probably don't even chance it with Olave here. I probably go Godwin, Drake, London as my wide receivers. Then it's between Deontay and Dobbins as the flex. I know it's non-PPR, and I usually want to go with the running back, but this is just looking like another down week for Dobbins.
Yeah.
No Slater, maybe no Alt. Chiefs defense, maybe no Herbert. I might just flex Deontay even in non-PPR, but that one's tough.
Yeah, I think I'll just say this: in non-PPR, we already have doubts about Garrett Wilson. I think in this format, you can bench Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, definitely.
Godwin, you have to start. Olave, if he plays, you got to start. Might just go Deontay Johnson too. It's not risk, JK. Officer Ron needs 2 flexes. This is full PPR: Higgins, Shakir, Pollard, or try Rashawn Johnson.
All right. Well, Higgins is a tier above these guys, and look, it's good that you picked up Rashawn Johnson, Officer Ron. That was smart. But don't put Rashawn Johnson. I'm not putting Rashawn Johnson in based off of hope that he gets more touches in this Bears offense. Let's go Higgins and Pollard.
Higgins and Pollard, it is. I agree. All right, Adrian Michael. If Love is out, which is definitely possible still, he's questionable right now, would you go Fields, Aaron Rodgers, Caleb, Geno, Dalton, or Mayfield? A lot of options here.
Caleb is my choice. Caleb is my choice if Love is out. Definitely.
Yes.
I think Caleb just has the most upside.
Yep. He's the guy I mentioned in the waiver wire. Favorite if out there streaming quarterback. So there you go. So yeah, good thinking. Always be prepared here. Rodrigo Rendon. Thank you. Bijan for Brees. I mean,
Spider-Man meme. We're talking about if you look at the best ball resurrection, I think this is RB1, RB2. Actually, no, I think Saquon's RB1. This is RB2, RB3. And if you don't know, Rodrigo, what best ball resurrection is, it's basically like a tournament that just started drafting again. So with 3 weeks of data, so everybody kind of is drafting based on what they know after 3 weeks. And I think Brees is RB2 and Bijan is RB3 right now. So if you're if you're a Bijan fan or a Brees fan and you're getting that guy, go for it.
Yeah, who do you like better? I mean, some people, Braylon Allen looks good. Yeah, he does, but Bijan's not scoring a bunch of touchdowns. In fact, I've seen that he's been really not effective near the goal line, and Algier does get some carries. It's not that different. I basically view these guys the same way I did before the season. I slightly prefer Bijan, but it's really not a big difference. So it's up to you. Dale, okay, so if Olave is out, McLaurin or Michael Wilson?
Honestly, even if Olave is if they're testing it out pregame, it's a game time decision. They're testing it out pregame. The trainers are watching them. I might just go with Terry anyways because I feel good enough about Terry this week. You don't want to risk putting Olave out there and then he's limited or he aggravates it or something. So, yeah, McLaurin.
Yeah, I agree. Just go Terry anyways. Michael Wilson, definitely interesting, but if you need a flex or a streamer, you got these options. You don't need to go Michael Wilson. Vascatino, Chase, or Nico and Jacobs.
Ooh, I think this is a deal where I give up Chase. I mean, you're getting the stud wide receiver and a low end RB1 with Jacobs.
Yeah,
I think this is too much for Chase. Give me the Nico Jacobs side.
Yeah, this look, maybe whoever has Jacobs has too many good running backs. He's on the bench. Okay, fine. I don't think it's bad for them. This is a fair trade. I think you got to take the Nico side because you're getting more, especially if you need a running back. Full Venom jacket in half. Of course, Olave is questionable and no Brown and no Cup. So BTJ, Shaheed, Lazard, Whittington. Cannot start
Whittington. Are we still doing this?
That's over. Old news. Look, I would say if Olave is out, you just go to Shaheed. I think that makes sense. But who's the
Yeah,
other
I think
one?
Whittington ran 10 routes last week. Yeah. You go to Shaheed. Go to Shaheed.
Is this pick 2? So who else?
Oh,
BTJ or Lazard?
give me Brian Thomas. Give me Brian Thomas. Lazard against the Broncos. I mean, maybe he could score, but really, I'm going to go Brian Thomas and Shaheed.
Yeah. There you go. Brian Thomas and Sheed, and hope Olave plays. Tapman 12-12 needs 1. London, Aaron Jones. If Mix plays, if Joe Mixon plays, James, what? I'm not sure what this means.
I don't know, but this is a choice right here. I mean, I can eliminate, even if Mixon plays, I'm going to eliminate Mixon. Coming off an ankle injury, we don't know if he'll be limited. His snaps will be. Just don't risk. You got London, Aaron Jones, and Connor. I'm guessing that's what you're asking here. You don't need to risk it with Mixon, but man, this is tough. I think Connor's going to have a big game. I think Aaron Jones is going to have a big game. I think London could have a big game.
Yeah, I don't know the if Mix plays thing, what that means. I'll just say I think my first choice here is James Conner. If you're not already starting him, which I can't tell, I think Conner and then Aaron Jones and then London. I think that's the order I would put them in.
I'm glad you said Connor is your first choice because he was my first choice too. So let's go with Connor.
All right. Assuming you only need, I don't know, one of these. Ryraps, what's up? Love or Baker or Darnold?
I'll say Love if he plays. Otherwise, I think I go Darnold slightly over Baker this week, but I don't feel strongly about it.
I agree. I know I've been saying, well, I kind of like Baker because he gives you some rushing upside, but it's close. I don't want to keep saying no to Baker. I mean, to Darnold, I should say. So I'll go Love if he plays. Just assume he plays. Terry R, best ad. Okay, so who would you rather pick up? Is that a Cordero Patterson sighting? I think it is. Tyler Algier, Lockett or Leggett? Leggett.
You know what? Just give me Xavier. I'll just say Xavier because I'm probably mispronouncing his name. At least he's got potential. At least he's got potential to see an expanded role in this offense with Thielen on IR. Like, I don't think Lockett's role is changing. Lockett is going to just be Lockett, right? He's going to be look, week 1 and week 3, yeah, he had okay games, but that's it. They're just okay games. Like, maybe Leggett does become the wide receiver 2 here with Andy Dalton. Maybe he does start to ramp up as a rookie. I'm going to gamble on Xavier.
Agree. Go for some upside here. All right, and then Skyward needs a flex in half. Pittman, Bucky, QJ, D-Rob.
I'm still just gonna go Pittman here. I know he's been bad, but the underlying numbers are there for Pittman. It's not like he's not getting targeted. It's not like they're not throwing to him. I mean, you look at Pittman on the year. He's got a 27% target share. That's very good. He's got a 30% first read percentage. That's very good. He's 12 points below expected right now. I know it's a tough matchup, but I mean, Bucky Irving, Quentin Johnston, D-Rob, I'm going Pittman.
Yeah, got to be way down on QJ this week with all those Chargers injuries, especially Herbert, D-Rob. I just don't want to fall for a Ram. Just go for Pittman. See what he does. All right, Maggie, and she did clarify, by the way, down here, it's non-PPR. So glad you said that. Good morning. London, Brian Thomas Jr. or Shaheed, if no Olave. I don't know. I was going to say Shaheed, but you got London.
Yeah, I can't sit Drake London for these guys. Look, London's been good the last 2 weeks, and Cousins looks better. The offense looks like it's getting better. I can't sit London for Brian Thomas or Shaheed. I'm going London. You know, I might go London even if Olave plays and just not risk. Oh, you don't have Olave. You just might consider. Okay, no, I'm going London.
Yeah, especially if you're not the Olave owner, you have to sit and wait. Just go London. You'll be fine here. Then a question, the app, she's talking about Draft Lane. The app saying the platform is not listed. Submit a question without syncing my leagues.
I think you can do the ask a question. I'm guessing you're like not on Yahoo or Sleeper because it will only sync to Yahoo and Sleeper.
Yeah, working if unfortunately ESPN just doesn't allow that for whatever reason, so we can't sync ESPN. Working on the potential to add some other platforms in the future, but right now it's Yahoo Sleeper. There should be an ask a question button that you could use though if you try that out. So if not, you can always message us later, guys. If you have questions, by the way, anybody here, you can go in the Discord and send us a message. That's also a good place. MT in half. Deontay or Zach Moss?
I'm still going Deontay Johnson here. You got to feel good after last week. No Adam Thielen. Moss could score. It's the Panthers, but I just feel better about Deontay.
Yes, definitely feel better about Deontay here. All right, Darkened Dexter. Akers or Amari Cooper?
Even if Mixon sits, I'm still going Amari Cooper. He just has so much more upside than Akers.
Yes, this is definitely Cooper either way, no matter what. Go Cooper. All right, here's Jay Hayes. Got the question in. Flexing, Mooney, or could you possibly consider Zamir White?
No, definitely Mooney here. Definitely Mooney.
I am done. Done. 1,000% done with Zamir White. Done. It's Mooney. Dion needs a tight end in non-PPR. Muth, Conklin, or Strange?
I think I'll go Conklin. I will say if you're well, you got McBride out, so you don't need a long-term tight end. So let's just go Conklin. He's got the best matchup this week. Although I kind of do like Freiermuth, but let's go Conklin.
Yeah, I'm kind of sticking to what I've been saying. Conklin is the streaming tight end. Muth just doesn't have a touchdown upside because they haven't been scoring touchdowns. JV, another one. RB2 at PPR, Javonte, Swift, Braylon Allen, Chase Brown. I don't know if this is the one we already did, but
yeah, I think because now he's saying he's got Brees, but you know what? Just give me the Jets backfield. I mean, I cannot start Javonte or Swift right now.
No.
Maybe Braylon Allen scores.
Exactly. In this case, I'll just go Braylon Allen. At least whatever the Jets do, at least you have it. All right, Ethan Oblak, one receiver, one flex. T, Chuba, Stevenson, probably Jacoby Myers, and then Bucky.
I think I'm going to go the first two. T. Higgins and Chuba. I prefer Chuba over Stevenson. It's a good matchup for Stevenson, but I'm not as scared of the Panthers getting game scripted out. And even if they do, Chuba catches passes. But I'm not as scared as the Panthers getting games completely game scripted out, like to where like what we saw last week with Ramondre, as I am about Ramondre against the 49ers, especially if Debo plays and the 49ers are back close to full health. I mean, there's a chance Stevenson just gets game scripted out again. So I'm going to go T and Chuba.
Yeah, I feel really good about Chuba. Overall, not a bad matchup. Go T and Chuba here. Doesn't say if it's PPR or not, but the good thing with Chuba, he does catch passes too. So I think you're fine with that. This is Yoey the Great. Garrett Wilson or Michael Wilson or Greg Dortch.
Didn't I say that in the beginning of like, who were we talking about with Greg Dortch? Look, Greg Dortch, he'll do something this week, but that's it. He'll only do something. Wilson is certainly Michael Wilson. I guess we got two Wilsons. Michael Wilson is certainly interesting this week, but I don't think I could start Michael Wilson over Garrett Wilson personally.
I might do it. I might go Michael Wilson. You're going to have this decision. Garrett Wilson should do something, but man, I don't know about him getting shut down. I feel good about Michael Wilson. I'm gonna go with the gut call here, Michael Wilson. Just know that there's risk either way. Terry R. Okay, are we trading away Hill and Connor for Nico K9? What? Rojon?
Rashawn Johnson, I'm assuming. So throwing in Rashawn Johnson to be like, hey, you know, I'll also throw in
Connor for Nico and K9.
I might do this honestly. I might take Nico and K9. I mean, you're getting a stud wide receiver back in Nico, so it's not like you're taking a huge hit at wide receiver from Tyreek to Nico. I don't think there's a massive difference between Connor and Walker. Maybe Rashawn, you never know. I might do this just to not have to worry about like how many more weeks I got to wait for Tua to come back. I might take the Nico side here.
Feels pretty fair. Yeah, we know Nico's definitely wide receiver 1 now. Yeah, I guess it feels a little less risky. You don't have to risk, Connor losing touches to Benson eventually. It's close, though. It's really close. But did you die? Flex spot, Jerome Ford or Deontay Johnson?
Deontay. In all formats, I'm going Deontay. I mean, I think even in non-PPR, I'd go Deontay, honestly.
Yes, definitely going Deontay. Samuel Piazza, 14-teamer to half PPR. Which tight end, Higgins or Strange?
Maybe. Oh, man. The only thing I worry about, well, I mean, there's multiple things I worry about for Higgins, namely the fact that he's Higgins, but the Commanders are so bad against wide receivers. What if Marvin Harrison goes off and Michael Wilson goes off and they don't even have to target Higgins because it's like, well, Harrison, you know what I mean? Harrison went for 102 touchdowns. Wilson went for 80 and a touchdown. Like Greg Dortch getting some, like we don't even need the tight end. I don't know. I think I'm going Strange here.
Like the couple of games without Ingram, Strange has delivered. He got a few catches, and last week didn't get catches, but he got a touchdown. This offense will still throw to the tight end. So I think you just go Strange and take what he gets you. Moses Lim, trade away. CD, Komet, and Aaron Jones for Tyreek, Kelsey, Derrick Henry.
No, this one I keep the CD side because, I mean, look, I prefer CD to Tyreek. Okay, I probably still prefer Kelsey to Komet, I guess, but whatever. That's just like whatever. And yeah, I might still prefer Derrick Henry to Aaron Jones, but that's really close right now. So just you got CeeDee Lamb, keep CeeDee Lamb, keep that side.
Yeah, I don't want to trade away CeeDee Lamb right now. Aaron Jones should have a big week. I mean, I feel like doing this, you're like hoping that Kelsey is a big upgrade over Komet.
Right.
I don't know about that. If it was this feels weird, but honestly, I feel like if it was a better tight end than Travis Kelsey, this might be worth it, but it's not. Humberto, Adams out, Jennings or I guess Michael Wilson.
Trey Tucker. He did have a big game last week, but I'm not chasing that Trey Tucker.
Yeah,
but that's I would pick up Michael Wilson. I might flex him over Jennings. It depends. I think it depends on Debo. But I would definitely pick up Wilson and see.
Yeah, I think that's fair. It depends. If Debo plays, go Michael Wilson. If not, probably stick with Jennings. Boomer has entered the chat. At least he did like 45 minutes ago. JD over Love.
I mean, matchup. I'm going JD over Love anyways. JD just has the upside that Love doesn't.
And then you take away the risk. There you go. And then Juice is always here. Juice 420, of course. Needs a flex for Jennings Kirk.
Again, I do like Ford this week. I think he's in a good spot. Jennings interesting depending on Debo, but I think Kirk is just in a spot. Like I think this could be maybe this is the week we finally see a boom Kirk week. I know he was good last week, but maybe this week we see a boom week. I'm going Kirk.
Yes, going to go Kirk here. That's PPR. I'll definitely go a receiver over Ford, and then Jennings now. Hate to say it, not a sure thing. Zymalik. All right. Doesn't say PPR or not. Steele, Shaheed, Keenan, Michael Wilson.
I think I'm going Keenan here, assuming PPR. It's a good matchup for these Bears wide receivers. Keenan did have 11 targets that first game. Shaheed's still risky. Michael Wilson's still risky. Steele, still low ceiling. I think I'm going Keenan.
Olave is completely out, I might go Shaheed. Otherwise, probably go Keenan. But again, I'm assuming this is, well, even if it isn't, I don't think it matters. Okay, I'm trying to figure out, I'm make sure I say this next one right. Okay, this is, I think, Lil D Walker down with that fire.
All right, well done.
All right. Have Cup. Who should I trade Connor and Cooper for?
I'm trying to figure out what Cup has to do with this. Is that so? He's saying Connor and Cooper Cup. So he's not saying Amari Cooper, Connor and Cooper Cup. He wants to package Connor and Cooper Cup. I'm guessing.
Yeah, because I saw Cooper. I thought Amari Cooper, but he's saying who should I trade Connor? Well, why are you trading Connor? Okay, maybe an upgrade. I don't know, like a 2-for-1. What receiver can I get? I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, it better be a real good one. It better be a really good one.
Tyreek Hill, maybe, buy low.
Tyreek Hill, Marvin Harrison, Malik, AJ Brown, Chase. Better be guys like that.
Yeah.
Even DK Metcalf might not be enough. I mean, you're giving up a really high-end RB and a potentially really high-end wide receiver when he comes back. You better get a really good wide receiver back.
Right. So that's what you're asking. Again, either way, if you're doing this 2-for-1 to upgrade a receiver, make sure it's a stud receiver. Let's do top 2, not 2. Start 1, Addison, Allen, Jacoby, JMO.
Again, I mean, yeah, like Jameson Williams, maybe, but it's a tough matchup. Jacoby, maybe. But I think I just have to still go Keenan Allen. It sounds like he's healthy. It sounds like he's playing. It's the Rams defense. He did have 11 targets week 1. I don't expect that again, but he'll be targeted enough here. I think I'm going Keenan.
This is a tough one. These guys are all really close. I'd say Addison's the one I feel least comfortable with. JMO probably has the worst matchup. So Allen should have the highest ceiling. Jacoby might have the highest floor. But if Allen is good to go, I think he makes the most sense. And then he also wants to know Jacoby or Tyreek Hill.
I don't think I can bench Tyreek Hill for Jacoby Myers. I'm still going Tyreek.
No, Myers could have a good week. I would still take a chance. Take a chance on Tyreek Hill. Same thing I think here. Rafe, Tyreek Hill or Xavier Worthy. You gotta go.
Yeah, I mean you're just hoping at this point Xavier Worthy has one long touchdown. That's all you're looking for right now. Why can't Tyreek Hill have one long touchdown? Give me Tyreek.
I really hope he does. Yes, keep Tyreek here. All right, then Zarquan White. Flex, Shakir, Chuba, or Deontay?
If it's full PPR, I'm going Deontay. If it's half or non-PPR, I might go Chuba. Even in half, I might go Chuba over Deontay.
Agree. If it happens to be non-PPR, Chuba makes the most sense. Otherwise, I would go Deontay. In half, it's tough. All right, then we got Isaac K. Welcome back, Isaac. Unfortunately, not winning yet. Don't worry, let's see. All right, Isaac's team is Kyler, Bijan, Kyron. Wow. Ridley, Jason, Laporta, Ford, Keon. On the bench, JD, Corum, Wright, Tank Dell, Zamir, and Likely. So he's sent a trade, B-Rob and Worthy for Ford and Zamir.
Don't trade for Zamir. Don't trade for Zamir.
But wait, he's saying he has Zamir. Oh. He's trading Zamir and Ford to get B-Rob and Worthy. Then yeah, you do that.
I mean, look, if somebody offered you this, take it. If you sent this to somebody, I doubt you're gonna get it.
Yeah.
But look,
I doubt it, but you never know.
How about instead of Ford and Zamir, we do Ford and Ridley, Jason. What about like Ford and Tank Dell? Because that gets you in, but you don't really need. But see, like you look at you got Bijan, you got Kyron, you got Ford. I feel like you need wide receiver more than you need running back. Because we're looking at Ridley, JSN, Keon Coleman, Tank Dell. Those are your wide receivers. Like you need wide receiver help.
Yeah, you got 2 really good running backs already.
Why don't we do like Ford and Tank and try to upgrade a little bit at wide receiver? Like, I don't know who. Obviously, we don't know who they have at wide receiver, but why don't we try to get like some undervalued guys with upside, like maybe a Pickens, maybe a T. Higgins, who didn't have a nice game last week. Target more like guys like that.
Agree. Like Zamir, you're not going to get anything for him, I don't think. So upgraded receiver, definitely. Maybe Keon Coleman has trade value. You don't want to be starting him in your flex. Try to trade those guys. All right, Todd Hill, pick 3, JT and Connor Mason.
I might just sit Chan out of this group.
Yeah, this week I like Connor a lot. This week I think you can sit Chan.
Yep. Crazy. And then I think I would bench Garrett Wilson for Higgins. I would.
Yes. Zamalek again. Half PPR to what is it? I don't know.
2-1. He's 2-1 at the moment.
2-1 at the moment. Okay, that's fine.
He or she is 2-1 at the moment.
Darnold or Love? We're saying Love if he plays. Saquon Henry, yes.
Yes.
Rice, Puka, Debo, Higgins, whoever's healthy. Goddard or Ingram? Gotta go Goddard. Any advice?
No, you got a pretty good team here. I mean, Saquon Henry is nice at running back. Rice, Debo maybe back this week. Puka will be back at some point. Higgins should get going here. You got Shaheed Keenan. You're deep. You got Goddard and Ingram. That's great. You should feel good. You're 2-1. You should be feeling good here. I'd be feeling good with this team at 2-1 for sure.
Yeah, you're fine. You actually got, not a lot of running back depth, but it doesn't look like you have deep benches anyways. So I would just say this: if Goddard goes off this week and Ingram's due to come back, maybe trade Goddard and get you some more depth somewhere else. Joshua, Lieberman, Pickens, Myers, or Jennings?
I'm still going Pickens here. There's going to be one of these weeks it's going to happen for him. You don't want him on your bench when it does. And it's not like he's been killing you. And he gets the Colts this week. That secondary. Yeah, I'm going Pickens.
This is the week. This is it. George Pickens week. Guaranteed. Dylan T. 2 start, 1 flex. Reed, Jason, JMO, Keenan, Waddle, Mason. So 2 receivers in a flex.
Okay. Assuming Jordan Love plays, I'm going to go Reed and JSN at wide receiver. If Jordan Love is out, I'll go JSN and Keenan Allen at wide receiver, and then I'm flexing Jordan Mason.
Yes. You got to flex Jordan Mason here, I think, of this group. And sadly, you can sit Waddle and JMO. Yep. You got good choices at least. You got to be feeling much better about your team, and you will feel even better once Tua comes back. And then we have a new member. Thank you, Derek Gonzalez. Appreciate that. We do have several super chats still lined up. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to step out very soon. So I'm going to let Chris take over. We do have super chats left. We're going to, of course, answer as many super chats as possible. But I also want to stop and remind you at this point, once we do, the next one here is going to be Buzzed Football. Actually, I'll do this. Brian Thomas or Mostert rest of the season? I think it's got to be Brian Thomas.
Yeah, Brian Thomas. I don't think it's close.
Yeah. If you didn't check out Underdog yet, don't forget, you have time to take this free pick. It's Lamar Jackson just going higher than 0.5 total yards, because Underdog, you can get in your picks for college football today, for NFL Sunday tomorrow, for the last day, sad emoji, of baseball. And then you can do playoff baseball picks, if you're into that. Everything on Underdog. Just make sure that you sign up and you take this free pick, combine it with any other pick. We tell you some of the picks we like as well on our videos if you watch them. And make sure you use code NGAME, though, when you do sign up for the very first time on Underdog, because that gets you not only your free pick, but also up to $1,000 of bonus cash when you make your first deposit. So don't forget to take advantage of that. All right, this will stay on for a little while longer. Chris, I'm going to hand it over to you. I will see you guys tomorrow morning, so don't worry. We'll be here with all the latest injury updates and also answer your start sit questions, and of course, check in the DraftLane app later tonight. If you didn't download DraftLane, make sure you do that. All right. I'll see you
Have
later.
fun. See you tomorrow morning. All right, guys. Let's see where are we at here. All right, so bear with me because I may get names wrong here. All right, JR Ifty trade Chuba and Ramondre for Mixon. I don't know about this. Chuba looks good. Ramondre's still a workhorse. Mixon dealing with that ankle injury now. I mean, maybe if you can't start Chuba and Ramondre every week, like if one of these guys is sitting on your bench, maybe. But this also isn't a good time to trade for Mixon coming off that ankle injury. We know those ankle injuries can affect running backs. I think I hold Chuba and Ramondre here personally. Thank you for that. All right, next up we got Pedro Navarez. What's up? 10-team non-PPR. Goff, Brian Robinson, Achane, JJ, St. Brown, Kincaid, Moss. On the bench is Richardson, Walker, Najee. Okay. Yeah, I'm still going Brian Robinson and Achane. Of course, you're going JJ, St. Brown, Kincaid, fine. I think I'm going Chuba over Moss. I know Moss has a great matchup this week, but Chuba also doesn't have a bad matchup this week against the Bengals. BJ Hill is out. He's probably their best run stopper. Chuba got so involved. I know Moss could score, but so could Chuba. I think I'm going Chuba over Moss. Flowers of London. Yeah, everything else I'm leaving the same the way you got it, but I might go Chuba over Moss. Thank you, Pedro. All right, let's go down. Keep scrolling here. All right, we got one from our member, Derek. Pollard or Jacobs? I think you got to go Jacobs. He's still like a borderline must start to me. Higgins, Harrison, Shakir, Jennings, Hill needs 3 wide receivers. I assume that's Tyreek. I'm going to go Higgins. I'm still going to go Tyreek, and I'm going to go Marvin Harrison. I think I can't bench Tyreek Hill for guys like Shakir and Jennings. So I'm going to go Higgins, Harrison, and Hill. Good luck, Derek. All right, keep scrolling here. All right, we got one from LE 4 and 6 in the finals. I'll look for the chat here as I'm scrolling. If I see it, I'll pull it up. All right, Tyler C, what is up? Okay, more context from my last. I have Jordan Love starting. If I traded Lamar and Zay, yeah, give me Ayuk and Reed. Even if Love doesn't play this week, and you have to go stream like Sam Darnold or something, it's fine. Yeah, I mean you're getting 2 very good wide receivers. Yeah, I'm taking Ayuk and Reed here, definitely. All right, ME.Blue Lobster. What's up? All hail the Blue Lobster. All hail the Blue Lobster. I think that's what that means. All right, we got PPR 12-man start 2. Keenan McConkey. Lockett, Debo. Well, Debo, if he plays, definitely. And then Keenan would be my second. If Debo is out, I think I'll go Allen and Lockett. I can't feel good about McConkey against his Chiefs secondary with either a potentially banged up Justin Herbert or maybe Taylor Heineke starting. So Debo for sure if he plays. And then Keenan would be my second choice. If Debo's out, Lockett would be my third choice. Good luck there, Blue Lobster. All hail the Blue Lobster. Jarrell Williams. All right, let's see if I can. Again, we got a super chat. I don't see the. Oh, here's the question right here. All right. Andrews or Ertz? Nah, just give me Ertz. Don't drop Andrews. Don't drop Andrews to pick up Ertz. But just roll with Ertz. At least you know he'll get you points. You don't have to worry about the goose egg from Andrews. Let's see Andrews look decent first. And then Myers or Chris Godwin, it's got to be Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin just a no doubt must start for me right now. Myers, interesting, of course, that Adams out, but not over Godwin. All right, good luck, Jarrell. Hopefully I pronounced that right. I'm sure I didn't because I'm terrible at that, but my apologies if I messed it up. Oh, man, my thing just wigged out here. Oh, okay, here we go. All right, I'm back. We're back. All right, let's see here. Scrolling. All right, we got Toby Martin, Braylon Allen, and Bucky Irving on the bench. Drop one for Dowdle. Well, you probably can't pick up Dowdle yet because he already played. I don't really want to drop these guys for Dowdle. I mean, I think Dowdle is definitely worth picking up. It looks like he's the guy in this backfield for whatever that's worth. You don't have anybody else you could drop? I don't really want to drop these guys for Dowdle. I mean, let's see. Maybe if Irving, is hurt or doesn't look good this week, maybe you can drop Irving for Dowdle, but I really don't want to. I would hope you have somebody else, like a wide receiver 5 that's just like whatever. Let's see what happens there. Sorry, Toby. I know it probably wasn't any big help there. All right. Carlos, what's up? Pick 2, Josh Jacobs, Tony Pollard, Najee Harris. Yeah, I'm not sitting Jacobs for these guys, and I still like Pollard a little bit more than Najee. Again, Najee, even with Jaylen Warren out, what do we really like? If he doesn't score, what are we really getting from Najee Harris this week? So I'm going to go Jacobs and Pollard. Good luck to you, Carlos. All right, still going down here. Next up, okay, another one from Gerald. Okay, I did this one because I found it. Appreciate that. And again, apologies if I'm mispronouncing your name, which I'm sure I am. All right, keep going here. Whoa. Okay, my thing like jumps, and now I got to figure out where I just was. Kind of annoying here. All right, so we just did that one. All right, so right here. All right, Devontae Blackstock, Jacobs or Pollard again. Yeah, like chose Pollard over Jones. Yeah, I'm not playing Pollard over Jacobs. No, Jacobs is one of those running backs for me. I mean, for the most part, he's in my lineup every week. Unless you're just stacked at running back, Jacobs is just in my lineup. So, yeah, go with Jacobs this week. Good luck, Devontae. Let's hope Jacobs pays off for you. Gets you a ton of fantasy points. That's always the hope here. Always the hope. All right, we got one from Ricardo, and here's the question. Got CMC and Pacheco. Okay, that's not fun. Dropped Javonte for Hubbard. Very good. Traded McLaurin and Andrews for Kincaid. I mean, look, you're getting Kincaid, but I just went to one of the again, I keep saying this over and over. I'm not trading for a tight end right now. I don't want to trade a good player like Terry for a tight end because I just don't think it's going to be worth it. Like, I think you're just better off streaming. But that being said, you got Kincaid, so it's not the end of the world there. Traded Daniels for Brian Robinson. I mean, look, if you don't need Jaden Daniels, if you already have like a good QB, like you drafted Kyler Murray or something, yeah, I'm totally for that. Drop likely for Kmet. I mean, it's fine, but you got Kincaid, so you don't really need Kmet now. And extra roster spot picked up Kirk. I'm going to say most of these moves were great. The only one that I don't like the McLaurin for Kincaid move, but other than that, these moves were great. So well done. Well done, Ricardo. You made a lot of good moves there for sure. All right. Keep scrolling here. Cali Loco, what is up? Goff or Dalton this week? I'm just going to go with Dalton. Like, what is Goff? Like, what's been the upside for Goff this year? And now he's missing Frank Ragnow as center. That's a big blow to this offensive line. I'm just going to go Dalton. Like, Dalton's just going to go out there and chuck it. He doesn't care. Dalton's not auditioning for a job next year. He's just going to chuck it. Bills or Titans? I know Bills are the better real-life defense. But, man, against Lamar and the Ravens, I think I'm just going to go with the Titans against Snoop Huntley. Go with the Titans here. All right, and then we got one from John. Oops. And here's his question. All right, we got Kamara, AJ Brown, Olave are all hurt. That sucks. I think Kamara is going to play, and there's a chance for AJ Brown, but let's see here. Kirk, Shakir, B-Rob, Rashad White, Lockett, Odunze, Leggett. All right, well, I'm assuming you need to replace 3 of those guys. Look, you got good options, though. I mean, if you need to replace Kamara, you can put Brian Robinson in. He should be very good this week. If you need to replace AJB, you can just put Kirk in. I like him. And then I probably go with Odunze. Even though Keaton's back, I still like Odunze this week. So if you need to replace all three, B-Rob, Kirk, and Odunze. But let's hope a couple of those guys play. Good luck, John. I hope that helped. All right, Nate Sofla. What's up, Nate? Half PPR, only two. You only get 2 bench spots with no IR. Kupp and Devontae on the bench. Now Devontae Adams is hurt too. You can't drop one of them. This is ridiculous. What kind of league is this? This is ridiculous. You can't drop one of these guys. This is ridiculous. This isn't even fair. What kind of league is this? How can you drop one of these guys? I mean, what's your record? Are you 3-0? If you're 3-0, I might just take the 0. I don't want to drop Kupp or Devonta Smith or Devontae Adams. I mean, I guess if you have to drop somebody, like you need the win this week, I guess Kupp, because he might be the farthest away from coming back. Like Devonta Smith, it's a concussion. He'll be back next week. We don't really know about Adams. But really, I would almost just take the 0 here, like, unless you absolutely need to win this. Like if you're 0-3 or something. But man, this is ridiculous that you have to drop one of these guys. What kind of league only has 2 benches and no IR spots? That's not even fair. Is your opponent in the same boat? Are they gonna have to take some 0s? Yeah, I mean, I guess if I had to drop one this week, Kupp, because he might be out again next week, but I really don't want to. I really don't want to. All right, Jeremy Melendez, full PPR, flex Leggett, Swift, Lockett, or Swift again. I'm just gonna go with Leggett. Let's just gamble on Leggett. I mean, again, Lockett. Like, what are we really getting from Lockett these days? Like, he'll be fine, I guess, or he could be bad. Like, look, I expect a big DK week. I expect a big JSN week. That means probably not a big Lockett week. So let's just gamble on Leggett, see what he can do. Higgins, Ertz, or Taysom at tight end. I'm just going Ertz here. Man, 0-3 and already lost Adams and McBride. That's rough. That's rough. But Ertz will get you points. Taysom, very risky. Higgins, very, very risky. Let's go Ertz. Sit Garrett Wilson, sure, but I'm not sitting Garrett Wilson for Leggett, Swift, or Lockett, if that's what you're asking. So good luck this week, Jeremy. Let's hope you get in the win column. Get this ship righted. All right, rough times. Happy Saturday to you as well. All right, half PPR and a 1/4 point per carry. Kenneth Walker on Monday Night Football, or just go with Pickens. Can drop Chase Brown to pick up Coleman or Bateman as pivots. What's the latest? Well, see, that's the thing. We don't know. Like, we're not going to know their practice. What was he yesterday? Was he limited yesterday, Kenneth Walker? Yeah, he's been practicing. I might just risk it with Kenneth Walker because, I mean, if the guy gets 15 carries, what is that? Well, I mean, how much is it 1/4 point per carry? 15 carries, it's only like what? 4 points? It's the Lions. Actually, you know what? I might just go Pickens. Because it's not like if it was full point per carry, where Kenneth Walker is getting you like almost guaranteed 15-point floor, but it's only a 1/4 point per rush. You're only talking about maybe like 4 to 5 points here, which is big. Like, I'm not saying it's not big, but yeah, let's just go with Pickens. It's a tough matchup against the Lions too. Let's just go Pickens. Oh, this is tough when you're solo. I'm gonna need more water. All right, JB, what's up? Adams and Mostert or Dell for AJ Brown. Yeah, I would do either of these. I prefer to give up. I mean, I prefer to do well, I'm assuming it's Adams and Mostert or Dell. I prefer to give up Mostert. Adams and Mostert for AJ Brown. I'm taking that. Why not? I mean, yeah, AJ Brown's hurt, but he might play this. But Adams is hurt now too. Yeah, trade Adams and Mostert for AJ Brown, definitely. I would even do Adams and Dell for AJ Brown if that's what it took, just to get AJ Brown. So, good luck, JB. I hope that happens for you. Hope it works out for you. All right, Jake. Ridley or Shakir this week? I'm going Ridley. I think he has more upside. Shakir's fine, but it's not a great spot for Shakir this week. Like you look at Shakir this week against this Ravens secondary. Yeah, they've given up a lot of points to wide receivers, but not great individual matchup. And he's also really due for some regression the wrong way. So just give me Ridley. All right, Western Goods. Just watching the questions roll in. Okay, yep, they are rolling in. All right, thank you, Western Goods. All right, Cali Loco again. Laporta, Komet. Well, Laporta looks good to go. You got to roll Laporta. And then Dobbs, Wilson, Leggett, or Garrett Wilson. I'm still going Garrett Wilson. I know. Look, we had a similar question earlier, and Pierre said he might go Michael Wilson. So if you like Pierre more, if you like his advice more, you can go Michael Wilson. But I think here I'm still going Garrett Wilson over these guys. These guys don't do it enough for me, but I don't mind Michael Wilson. I mean, certainly there is potential for Michael Wilson this week, but he's also risky. All right, Jason Olivero, what's up? Half PPR needs a flex spot. Mixon if he plays, Dobbins or Ford if he doesn't. I'm going Ford over Dobbins. I might even go Ford over Mixon. You already started CD and Dak, so you're off to a good start. The thing with Mixon, like coming off an ankle injury, only got one limited practice in yesterday. Even if they say like he's going to play, he might still play very few snaps in this game. Just go with Ford. Ford is the guy there in Cleveland for whatever that's worth. I think it's a great matchup this week against the Raiders, who are already been terrible against running backs, but aren't going to have Max Crosby this week. Give me Ford, even if Mixon plays. So good luck, Jason. Hope that works out for you. All right. Catching up here, guys. And yeah, if you have super chatted, don't worry. I'm getting to them. Vorador, what's up? I see you, Vorador, in the chat. All right. Ricardo, I think I did yours, unless you have a different one here. Let me look. If I see a different, okay, got this one. Did we do this one? Okay, I don't think we did this one. 10-team full PPR, 1 QB, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, a tight end, and a flex. Okay, we're not picking QB. So, all right, 2 running backs between Stevenson, Hubbard, Brian Robinson. I'm going B-Rob and Hubbard. I just feel there's worry here that Stevenson gets completely game scripted out against the 49ers, especially if Debo's out there. So I'm just going to go Hubbard and Brian Robinson. I think they have good games. Wide receiver, DJ Moore, Godwin, Olave, Reed Kirk. If Olave is like full go, if they're like it's nothing, it's not an issue, he'll play, he won't be limited, then I'm going to go Olave and Godwin. Otherwise, I'm going to go Godwin, DJ Moore. At the flex, again, I'll say the same thing. If we're going Olave and Godwin, then obviously I'm flexing DJ Moore. If Olave's out, we're going Godwin, DJ Moore. And then it's between Reed and Kirk, and it will come down to if Jordan Love plays. If Jordan Love plays, I'll go Reed. If he doesn't, I'll go Kirk. And then I'm going Kincaid at tight end. Hope that made sense. I hope that helped. Thinking about trading Jaden Reed for either Travis Etienne, Monty, or Najee. I think that's fine. I think it's fine. I think it's fair. Yeah, I guess you're deep enough at wide receiver. You can consider that. I think it's fair. I think either one, Monty or Etienne, is fine for Jaden Reed. All right, Ricardo, hope that helped you out. Good luck this week. All right, we got Shellback Toy Rewind. Check them out, by the way. Check them out. I think they have a channel on YouTube, maybe. Check them out if you're into toys. All right, got CJ Stroud, Gibbs, Mason, CeeDee Lamb, Nico, Komet, Pitts, Achane, Jefferson, and I think Group A, is that a kicker? Is that what that is, or is that a fish? Is that a fish or a kicker? Got Ayuk on the bench. A.J. Brown on the bench. Brooks, Reed on the bench. Irving Stevenson. You already played CD. That's good. Oh, I see what that is. That's HN. That's Jets defense and then a kicker. If I'm going to probably put Ayuk in for HN and just not risk it with that Dolphins offense. But if AJ Brown plays and he's full go, I'll put AJ Brown in over both. But everything else looks good. So good luck there to you this week. All right, Thomas. Is Kyler Murray plus Rome for Mike Evans too much? I don't think so. I mean, look, you're getting Evans here. You're getting a stud wide receiver. You have Jaden Daniels. Part of me feels like you might be able to get a little bit more, but then part of me feels like maybe you can't. So I think this is good. I mean, I definitely would prefer Evans. Maybe you could squeeze out a little bit more. Maybe on the if you want to try to get like, I mean, I don't even know, like an RB3 or something, but I think this is still a good deal for you. You got Jaden Daniels. So good luck with that one, Thomas. Let us know how it goes. All right. We got one from our member, J1364. Start Love or Darnold. If Love plays, I'm still going Love. Cousins, Dalton, Stafford, Watson. No, not Watson, not Stafford. No, if Love plays, I'm going Love. I do actually like Dalton a little bit more than Darnold this week, just because Darnold's going on the road against Green Bay. But I still go Love over all of them if he plays. So if Love doesn't play, you could go Dalton over Darnold, but I'm also okay with Darnold. So good luck there, Jay. All right. All right, let's do a little lightning round here. Non-super chat. Juicy Boosty. Trade Higgins for Garrett Wilson. I would still prefer Garrett Wilson long term. Yes. I think that's a good buy low there. J. John, Purdy or Hurts. I'm still going Hurts. If Hurts plays, I'm playing him. Especially he might have A.J. Brown back this week. So Lil Boy Fresh. JSN or Deontay. I'm going Deontay, although I like them both this week. I definitely like them both. We got J. Lou W821. London or Wilson. Let's just go London. I like London. Let's not risk it with Garrett Wilson this week. The Jeff Wilson channel. I assume you are Jeff Wilson. Aaron Rodgers or Goff. I think I'm still going Goff here. Aaron Rodgers against the Broncos. I think that could be a very low scoring game. So let's go Goff here. All right. We got Steven Youngberg. What is up? Start Jaden Reed or McLaurin. I'm assuming this is I'm thinking Jaden Daniels. I'm going Terry here. Even if Jordan Love plays, I'm still going Terry here. I like Terry. I like what I've seen. I like the matchup this week. Give me Terry. Najee or Gibbs. I can't bench Gibbs. It's Gibbs. All right. Then the other league flex Tyreek, Deontay Johnson, or Jerome Ford. Assuming. Okay, so you say other league full. I'm going to assume it's full PPR here. Let's go Deontay Johnson. I'd probably go Deontay Johnson even if it's not PPR, honestly. And then other league, Ford or Jacobs or Mondre Jacobs. Again, Jacobs, I know he's coming off a down game last week, but a lot of guys have down games. You can't just give up on these guys. Jacobs, pretty close to a must start for me. All right, let's keep it rolling here. I am catching up on the super chats and everything here. So if you did super chat and haven't gotten to you yet, I will. Don't worry. I'm not that far behind right now, actually. All right, Clayton Poirier. Half PPR. JT Mason for Saquon. Oh, why does it have to be Mostert? If it was almost anybody but Mostert, I would say do this to get Saquon. But I mean, come on, Mostert. This is basically JT and Mason for Saquon. Like that's not enough for Saquon. I mean, that's not enough to get Saquon. That's too much. You're overpaying for Saquon here. I'll give you some ideas. Why can't you do running backs like? Can you get Saquon and Ramondre, Brian Robinson? Pollard? Can you get running backs like that instead of Mostert? Not Mostert. I'm taking JT and Mason here. JT and Mason. Ooh, this is an interesting one. I'm going to pull it up. Jay Lee, Wilson versus Tyreek. I think I'm going Tyreek here because the thing is, like, I know both Wilson in a tough spot, Tyreek in a tough spot with his quarterback, but at least Tyreek is a guy I feel like he can get behind the defense for one huge play. He can take a slant to the house, right? He has that kind of upside. I know Wilson kind of does, but I'm going Tyreek here. Give me Tyreek. That's an interesting question. All right, we got Dubs 40. Jennings or Jacoby? Ooh. It's a good one. If Debo plays, I'll go Jacoby. Man, I might go Jacoby either way. This is tough, actually, Dubs. Good question here, Dubs. Because, Jacoby is going to be the wide receiver one there now. No Adams. Kittle is back, so it's, Ayuk is still there. I might go Jacoby either way. This is close, though. Jennings does have the better matchup. If Debo plays, definitely Jacoby. If Debo doesn't play, maybe Jennings. That one's close if Debo doesn't play. So you're going to have to check it out tomorrow to see if Debo is in or not. All right, Vegas Mark D. Who am I streaming? Bengals, Rams, Saints, Eagles, or Pack? Can't do the Rams. Saints get Bucks. No, Eagles get Bucks. Saints get Falcons. Packers get Vikings. These are not great options. These are your best choices. I don't know. I might go Saints. They're a good real-life defense. They get sacks. You don't have to worry about Kirk Cousins scrambling. He'll take sacks. He could turn the ball over. I think I'm going to go Saints. These are not my top choices this week. Yeah, this is a good point. Going back to that other question, I think it was Nate, right? It was Nate's question. If you only have 2 bench spots and no IR, I would think there'd be better guys out there than Addison or Jacoby Myers. Maybe not, though. Maybe not. But man, what a weird league setup. All right, Zachary Mudd. What's up, Zachary? 10 half PPR, Mayfield or Caleb? I'm going Caleb. I just think he has way more upside this week. And now he's got all his weapons healthy. You got Keenan back, Rome's playing against the Rams. Oh, wait, that's right. The Rams are the Bears. I forgot about that. But man, they're such a bad defense. I don't think I could stream again, even though Caleb will probably take some sacks and he could turn the ball over. He could also light him up for like 30 points. I think I'm still going Saints. That was to that last defense question. You didn't figure it out. All right, but I'm going Caleb here, Zachary. Half PPR, Irving Patterson. I can't do it with Patterson. Let's just go Braylon Allen. Irving banged up. Braylon Allen, he's got upside. Let's go Braylon Allen. And then Tyreek Hill or Jameson. If Jameson had like a smash matchup this week, I'd probably go Jameson, but he doesn't. It's a tough spot for Jameson. That Seahawks secondary is great. Those corners are really good. Let's go Tyreek Hill. All right. Let's keep it going here. We are catching up, or I am catching up. All right, let's help out Nick Nurse, Bucky Irving, and Keenan. Let's go Keenan this week for sure. Nolan, Jacoby Myers, or Jameson. Normally I would say Jameson, but man, tough spot for Jameson. I might just go with Jacoby this week. All right, Jake the Snake. Needs QB, running back, tight end, and a super flex. Okay, so let's go. Got Darnold, Baker, Goff. I think Darnold's going to be my QB1. Running back, Connor, Moss. Connor this week. I really regret not putting Connor on the booms. I don't know why I didn't put Connor on the booms. I should have put Connor on the booms. He's going to have a big week. Let's go, Connor. All right, so for super flex, we're deciding between Baker, Goff, Flowers, or Moss. Just go Baker. Baker's good enough to be your super flex for sure. Let's go Baker. So Darnold and Baker, Connor at running back, and then tight end, you got to go Laporta. He's playing. He's good to go. You got to go Laporta over Komet. Let's talk about King Lou here. Worthy or JSN? I'm going JSN. Like maybe this is the week where Worthy hits on a big play again, but without that, you're getting hardly anything. I like JSN this week. Mr. Brownlee just realized the other guy left. These brownies are good. That's hilarious. All right. Catching up here, guys. So if I see some interesting ones as I'm scrolling through, I'm trying to pull them up. All right. Trone Force. Someone offered me Neighbors for Cup and Jaden Daniels. Daniels is my only QB, and I feel like I'm going to have league winning potential with Daniels. Yeah, but you're getting league winning potential with Neighbors. You got Tyreek, JSN, McLaurin, D-Hop, Mooney. I mean, you're going to have Tyreek, JSN, McLaurin, and Neighbors. I mean, this would come down to what other QB can you get from Daniels? But because look, you got to remember with Cup, first of all, he's still dealing with this ankle injury. We don't know how long he's going to be out for. We don't know how effective he's going to be when he comes back. Puka will be back at some point. As long as you have another decent QB you could stream, I'm taking Neighbors here. I mean, I get not wanting to trade Daniels right now, but I mean, you're getting Neighbors. I think as long as like you're not going to be rolling out like Derek Carr, Gardner Minshew, guys like that, as long as there's decent QBs on your waiver wire, I would just stream and take Neighbors. Now, yeah, okay, if everybody in your league is hoarding QBs and you're going to have to like play, like those guys I just said are terrible QBs, then okay, maybe you don't do this. But I think as long as you can stream a decent QB every week, I'm taking Neighbors. Then Mr. B, did I paint that portrait of Jalen Hurts? No, it's actually a t-shirt. I got to upgrade that. I'm getting a Barry Sanders. I think I'm getting a Barry Sanders something. That's actually a t-shirt. Okay. Nate saying, I'm the guy with 2 bench spots, BS league. All right. Yeah. Okay. In this case, when you only have 2 bench spots, yes, you can drop Anthony Richardson for one of these quarterbacks. I don't think anybody's running out to grab Anthony Richardson in this league. So yeah, I'd probably go Darnold this week, but I'm okay if you want to go Fields too. Either one. Yeah. I think you can definitely drop Anthony Richardson. Yeah. All right. How about Lewis or Louis? Full PPR, Flowers or Jennings? I'm going Flowers. He's still the wide receiver 1 in that Baltimore offense, even though it is a tough matchup this week. Ooh, Akers or Jennings is close as well. Akers does have a very good matchup this week if Mixon is out against that Jags run defense. And Houston, I kind of feel like Houston is going to bounce back in a big way this week and roll the Jags. I think if Mixon is out, if Mixon is out and Debo plays, I'm definitely going Akers. But if Mixon is out and Debo sits, I might still go Akers here. This one is really close. It's full PPR. I'm okay if you want to go Jennings here, but I like Akers this week. All right, Scuba Steve, what's up? You're welcome. Thanks for supporting us. We appreciate all you guys, by the way, supporting us. Like, wouldn't be able to do this without you guys, so thank you so much. We probably don't say that enough. All right, 12-team PPR starting Evans and Shaheed. Okay, do I flex Jacoby? Nah. I cannot. I'm not ready to bench Tyreek Hill for Jacoby Myers yet. Maybe if it's brutal this week with Snoop Huntley, then we can talk about it. But I'm going Tyreek Hill. Pedro, is the Bears defense safe? I think they're pretty safe against the Rams this week. That Bears defense is legit. I think they're safe. Robert, Mayfield or Purdy? I'm going Purdy, especially now he gets Kittle back. He might get Debo back. I'm going Purdy. I think he has more upside. All right, we'll keep going here, guys. We are catching up, or I am catching up. I'm getting pretty close. I'm getting pretty hungry. To be honest, if I'm being real with you. Texas Hellraiser, Hurts or Burrow? I really like Burrow this week, but I still got to go Hurts. He might get A.J. Brown back. He's got that rushing upside. I'm still going Hurts here. Do like Burrow this week. Troy, Myers or Brian Thomas? I'm going Myers. Going Myers here. Zip Loco, Reader Higgins, full PPR. Give me Higgins. I think Higgins bounces back this week. Maybe I'm too high on Higgins. I don't know, but I'm going Higgins. All right, Steven again. Steven Youngberg, sorry. Trade Hurts and Waddle for Mahomes and Devonta Smith. Yeah, just give me Mahomes and Devonta Smith, honestly. Well, actually, I don't know. This is tough, actually. But you know what? I might still take Mahomes and Devonta Smith. You don't have to worry. But, I mean, this week is kind of a wash because you're probably don't want to start Waddle this week, and you can't start Devonta Smith. So you might only have a couple more weeks of Waddle without Tua. In which case, you might wish you had Waddle back. Because I do think Waddle with a healthy Tua and Smith are close. But I still prefer Hurts to Mahomes. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take the Hurts-Waddle side here. Because again, you don't get Devonta Smith this week. In a couple more weeks, we may see Tua back. I'm going to take the Hurts-Waddle side. I'm going to gamble on Tua being back sooner rather than later. But that one is pretty close. All right, let's get one. Cerulean Dog's been with us a long time. Komet or Laporta? Laporta's playing, you play Laporta. It looks like he's playing, so go Laporta. Rodney, should I start Hurts or pick up Fields? Nah, just because Fields finally had a good game. I mean, not starting Fields over Hurts. All right, so now Tron is saying if I trade for Neighbors, giving up Cup and Daniels, you can also trade for Kyler. Are you sure? Like, if you know you can get Kyler, then yeah, get Neighbors. If you know you can get Kyler, get Neighbors. Absolutely. But you better know you can get Kyler. Or again, there's decent guys on the waiver wire. Like, you know, maybe Caleb's still out there. Maybe Darnold, Baker, maybe even Cousins who's starting to come around. Like guys you can stream rest of the season. Guys like that. All right, Dustin Forsberg, what's up? Got pick 2 running back, 1 wide receiver, and a flex. Achane, Moss, Ford, Zamir. All right, we need 2 of these guys. I think you got to start Achane. And then it's close between Ford and Moss. Like, really close. They're both in good matchups. They both are the guy. I might give Moss the slight edge only because he's in that Bengals offense. And I feel better, like, if somebody's going to get a chance to score, it might be Moss. So, Achane and Moss, but that's really close between Moss and Ford. 1 wide receiver. Oh, man, and a flex. This is going to be tough. I might just go more in Cooper and not risk it with Olave with the hamstring. I mean, if we hear that Olave is like like it's not an issue. They were just being careful. He's full go. There's no risk here. All right, I'll go Olave and I think DJ Moore. But if there's any risk with Olave, like game time decision, I'm going to go DJ Moore and Cooper. So that'd be your one receiver and flex. So Achane, Moss, and then what I just said about those wide receivers. So good luck, Dustin. All right, and then next up is Roberto. What's up, Roberto? All right, start 3 wide receivers, 2 flex. We got Tyreek Hill, Mike Evans, Garrett Wilson, Olave, Deontay Johnson. All right, so we need 3 wide receivers out of this. Let's go. Evans for sure. I'm going to go Evans, Olave, and Deontay, assuming Olave, again, is no limitations. Like, I'm not talking like he tested out pre-game, they're watching him. Okay, he's going to give it a go. If that's the case, I might just bench Olave. If he's full go, I'm going to go Evans, Olave, Deontay. If Olave can't go, I'm putting Hill. Hill will be my wide receiver 3. I'm definitely going to flex Brian Robinson. If Olave plays, I'm going to flex Brian Robinson and Hill. If Olave doesn't play, I'm gonna flex Brian Robinson and Ramondre over Garrett Wilson. I'm gonna do it. Give me Fields over Richardson, definitely. I think I'll still take Pittman over Waddle this week. Pittman is still the wide receiver 1 there. He gets the targets. That one's close, but I'll go Pittman. All right, Roberto, hope that helped. Good luck this week. As always, appreciate you. Sir Boomer, is Olave playing? Not sure yet. We're going to have to keep an eye on that. All right, Scuba Steve again. Shaheed or Jacoby? If Olave is out, I go Shaheed. If Olave is good to go and plays, I'd probably go Jacoby. All right, so we did just get this update from Thomas. Chris Olave traveling with a team. That is a very good sign. Thank you, Thomas. So that's a good sign, everybody. All right, Cerulean Dog. Rest of the season, commit or drop for Hawkinson? I think I just take commit. I mean, I know there's some talk about Hawkinson, but we're still probably weeks away from Hawkinson playing. Then, of course, he's coming back from ACL, which means he'll be limited. And, of course, this is not the same Vikings offense, although, you should feel like at least okay with Darnold. But I think I still go commit here. All right, let's help out Alias. If A.J. Brown plays, who do you take out? Drake London, Jennings? If A.J. Brown plays, I'll take out Jennings. If A.J. Brown doesn't play, keep Jennings in there. Good luck there. Okay, how about this one? If you had to drop, this is Cohen Hoffman, if you had to drop one player from your bench out of Irving, Allen, Dowdle, or McConkey, who would it be? Why did I pick this question? I guess Irving, because he's still splitting with Rachaad White and he's got the hamstring. I mean, it looks like Dowdle is mostly the guy in Dallas, and I'd rather have the guy that's mostly the guy in Dallas than Irving. So probably Irving if I had to. But I don't really want to drop any of these guys, honestly. Don't want to drop any. RH, Tyreek Hill for Shaheed, Ridley, or Kirk. Like, is this a trade? This is a trade, keep Tyreek Hill. If it's a start-sit decision this week, I could put Kirk or Ridley in over Tyreek Hill. I think I prefer Kirk. All right, and it looks like we're caught up on the super chats, but you know what? I'm feeling good. Let's do some non-super chats here. Let's take some non-super chats. All right, let's start with John. Pick up Higgins. Oh, that's the tight. I thought it was like T. Higgins. Okay, to replace Njoku with McBride out. Komet, Conklin, Gesicki, Ertz, all available. No, I would prefer Conklin or Ertz over Higgins. Ertz is more your floor play, like he'll get you something. Conklin's more your upside play. Go with what you want, John, but either Conklin or Ertz. All right, let's do a few more here. I am getting hungry. I've been on over 3 hours now. Camden Bush, Burrow or Jaden Daniels? Again, I like Burrow this week, but man, you got to take that rushing upside of Jaden Daniels, I think. All right, walking lone, flex Connor, Jennings, or Jacobs. Oh man, hold on. I do say it's hard to bench Jacobs most weeks, but man, I really like Connor this week. I might go Connor over Jacobs this week, but that one's tough. I can definitely rule out Jennings out of this group. Might go Connor over Jacobs, but that is really close. All right, so we got a trade. Traded A.J. Brown for B-Rob and Ayuk. It's okay. I don't think it's terrible. I mean, look, Ayuk should get better, and B-Rob's been really good. I don't think it's terrible. I think that's pretty fair. All right, Ethan in non-PPR, Gabe Davis, Christian Kirk, or Romo Odunze. I'm going Odunze. I feel like he has more touchdown upside and big play upside than these guys in non-PPR. Christian Corleone, Chuba, Moss, Stevenson, Monty start 2. I think you got to go Monty. You got to keep rolling with him. And then I think Chuba, to me, is the next guy up. Moss is fine. Stevenson's fine. But I think I'm going Chuba and Monty right now. All right, we got another super chat, I think. Yes, from Rock Out. Do I think Walker on Monday or play it safe? It depends who play it safe is. If play it safe is a good option, then play it safe. Like if play it safe is, like Chuba Hubbard, James Conner, Ramondre Stevenson, like sure, play it safe. But if play it safe is, Bucky Irving, Braylon Allen, that's not safe. So it depends who play it safe is. All right, is this where we're at now? We got JD or Hurts. I still got to go Hurts. I'm still going Hurts. It's pretty incredible that you have both these guys, though. Okay, so here we go. So back to Rockout's question about Kenneth Walker. Walker or Odunze? I'm just going Odunze. If it was a good matchup this week, I would say, sure, you got Charbonnet, so I get it. Maybe wait for Walker, but the Lions are in the best run defense right now by far. I'm not expecting a big Walker game. He's coming off an injury. I think I just go Odunze in a good matchup against the Rams. All right, Super Boomer dropping the super chat. Just wanted to take this opportunity with Pierre gone. Okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Hopefully Pierre doesn't watch this later. I won't let him know you said this. And maybe you're just saying that because Pierre's gone. I don't know. But thank you. Did not expect that. All right. Thank you. Roberto, Pittman or Wilson. I don't know which Wilson this is, but you know what? Even if it's Garrett, whether it's Garrett Wilson, Michael Wilson, I'll go with the Wilsons here. What's the upside for Pittman right now? And now he's got to go against the Steelers, Joey Porter Jr. What's the upside? I'll just gamble on either Wilson. Either Wilson here. All right. JB's Pitts or Hunter Henry? Nah, Pitts. Just go with Pitts. Hunter Henry, not a good spot against the 49ers. Go with Pitts. All right. Felix LeBron, Fields and Pollard for Jaden Daniels. I think it's fair. I don't normally like trading for a QB, but I don't feel like Pollard is a guy that like I'm not like, oh, I can't give up Pollard. So sure, if you want Jaden Daniels, go for it. I think it's fair. I think it's fine. I mean, Fields, come on. Like people just picked this guy up off the waiver wire this week. Let's not like buy into Fields already. I think it's fine. If you want JD, go for it. All right, how about this one? Pittman or Swift? Here's where we're at. I cannot start Swift right now. He's been horrible. They're talking about Rashawn getting more opportunities. Just go Pittman. Just go Pittman. Shaheed or Odunze? I'm still going Odunze. I like this matchup this week. All right, Jay Steezy, he's been in here. He's been helping people out. Let's help him out. If Mixon comes back, would you bench Pollard or Jacobs? No. Because here's the thing about Mixon. He only had that one limited practice yesterday. That doesn't make me feel good that like they're going to give Mixon, 80, 90% of the snaps or that he's 100% yet. So I like Pollard this week. Jacobs, I think I would bench Mixon this week and see how he looks. Like if he looks good and he does get all the touches, all right, well, next week you start Mixon. Alejandro, Caleb, or Fields this week? Definitely Caleb for me. Let's gamble on him against the Rams. Rock out again. Michael Wilson or Akers, and you're waiting on Walker, right? If Mixon is out, I can play Akers over Walker. He's got a good matchup this week against the Jags. I mean, I know Michael Wilson has a great matchup this week against the Commanders, but still, I mean, this could be a week where Marvin Harrison has like 150 yards and 2 catches, and the other guys don't get a whole lot. So if Mixon is out, I would start Akers over Walker. Now, in this case, so nicked up, also kind of a similar question. Walker, J.K. Dobbins, or Allen? I mean, if you can't risk it on Walker being out on Monday night, then I guess go J.K. Dobbins. But this might be a spot where I would wait for Walker. I'm not feeling good about J.K. Dobbins this week. And Braylon Allen, I mean, you're just hoping for a touchdown. All right, D with a trade question. Who could I trade DJ Moore for at receiver? I mean, again, it's always hard to trade DJ Moore. Receiver for receiver. But there is this hold on, where is it on here? Hold on. Okay, so Fantasy Calc has this really cool thing here. Maybe I'll share this with you guys. I use this a lot. So it's Fantasy Calc right there. It's totally free. So you can go in here if you guys ever have questions about trades. And you can actually put the player, you can put like this isn't it. Where is it? Hold on, how come I can't find it now? Maybe it's trade database. Oh, my computer's going so slow here. All right, so yeah, right here. So trade database. So you can put in here like your league size. Oh, my computer is on the struggle bus. Let me close some stuff. All right, well, okay. All right, well, anyways. Okay, my computer is on the struggle bus here. But anyways, on this page on Fantasy Calc, you go to the trade database. Okay, now it's kind of working. It's slow. Anyways, you can put in there and you can put in the player like DJ Moore, and you can actually see recent trades that have been made. My computer is going really slow here. But it's going to be hard to trade like wide receiver for a better wide receiver. I'm going to have to close that. It's killing my computer. Time for a new computer. I don't know. Maybe you could still get Deontay Johnson, Terry McLaurin, maybe Devonta Smith because he's hurt. Maybe it's gonna be tough to trade. But go to fantasycalc.com. Hit trade database at the top. It's totally free. Type in. You can put in your league settings like how big your league is, what scoring. Type in DJ Moore. It'll come up and it'll show you actual trades that have been made for DJ Moore in the last couple of days in real fantasy leagues. Give you an idea there. So I hope that helps you out, D. All right, Anthony, what's up? All right, here's the question. Here's the question. Bowers because I know Adams, or Goddard because I have him hurts. I think I still go Goddard, even if AJ Brown plays. It's definitely closer now. Definitely closer now with Adams out. I think I still go Goddard slightly over Bowers, but that one is close. All right, guys, I really am going to have to get going soon, though, because I have not eaten yet today, and I'm starving. The site, Christopher, if you're asking about the site I just tried to show, but my computer wouldn't let me, is Fantasy Calc, CALC, all one word.com. Click on Trade Database, and then you can see right on there. You'll see everything right there. All right, Timothy, Mason and Worthy for name. Yeah, just give me neighbors. You're getting an elite wide receiver. Now, you do have to understand that he did get at the end of that game. I'm sure you saw it. He got knocked out, concussed, knocked himself out. So you may not have him next week if he's still in the concussion protocol, but after that, he'll be fine. Go with Neighbors. All right, so going to wrap up here, guys. Get the last few super chats, maybe a couple more, and then I really do have to go. I'm starving. Sebastian Ford, Garrett Wilson for Odunze. Just give me Odunze this week. He gets that Rams secondary. No one scares me in that secondary. Rockout, is it worth trading Walker to Jacobs? Yeah, I think I would prefer Jacobs rest of the season. I don't think it's a huge difference here, but I would prefer Jacobs. So, yeah, just go get Jacobs. Just go get Jacobs. All right, Jay Steezy, you're welcome for that. It's always nice when we get things right and we help you guys out. All right, so I'll just do a couple more here and then I'm going to get out. So a couple more. Mark Webber, Lockett over Pittman. No, I'm still going Pittman. Lockett, what has Lockett done this year? Just go Pittman. Is A.J. Brown playing? We're not sure yet. Check back with us tomorrow morning, which is a good reminder. Right before I get out of here, good reminder that tomorrow morning we are on here at 7 a.m. Pacific time, 10 a.m. Eastern, leading you up to kickoff. So, and then we'll have the more updated active. We'll get the actives while we're on the stream around, a couple hours in. We get the actives so we can let you know who's officially in, who's officially out, help you with those last minute decisions. Jay Lee, Tyreek, or Odunze. I think I just go Odunze this week. I think he has plenty of upside and I like his matchup. All right, Gabe, got a super chat from you. Oh, here's a question. All right. Garrett, Jacoby, or Akers if no mix-in? If it's full, actually, you know what? I might just go Akers if no mix-in. It's the Jaguars. It's not a tough defense. He got the look. He was getting the touches last week. It's just he didn't play like the last quarter because they were getting blown out. I think I go Akers. I think I just go Akers either way. If Mixon plays, then I'll go Garrett Wilson even over Jacoby. All right, got one from Mac. He's got a backup. He needs a backup for Mahomes. I don't know why. Why do you need a backup for Mahomes? But okay, I mean, I guess if you really need a backup, Carr, Darnold, Dalton, or Stafford. I think it's got to be Darnold right now. He's the QB4 on the season. Just pick up Darnold if you need a backup. And then again, I don't know why you need a backup for Dak. Fields or Dalton? I probably go Dalton, but Fields is, if it's just your backup, maybe Fields. Fields has a rushing upside. I mean, it's your backup. Like, maybe Fields. But you should be able to, pick these guys up if needed, I would think, at some point. So, all right, guys. I think I'm going to get out of here now unless we get something under the wire. But I do want to remind you before I go, there's still time to use this Underdog new customer special. If you've never tried Underdog, I don't know why you haven't tried Underdog. We've been talking about it for a long time. It's a great site. And look, don't quote me on this, but I think they made a mistake. And for this weekend, if you do any NFL only pick'em, that's any pick'em where it's only NFL picks, on Wednesday, October 2nd, they're going to give you 10% of your entry fee back no matter what. So if you do like a $100 pick'em, whether it wins or loses, they're going to give you $10 back in bonus cash because they made some kind of mistake with an email. I saw this on Twitter. And this is from Underdog. This is from Underdog themselves. This wasn't like a troll account. This is actually from Underdog, who I follow. So if you're looking to try it out and you want to do NFL picks, this is a great time because they're also going to give you this Lamar Jackson new customer free pick. He's only got to get a yard. It's a win on Sunday Night Football. You pair that with another pick right there. Easy way to get a win right off the bat. And also you can use their money. You can use their money to make these picks. Because if you sign up for Underdog now, using promo code Endgame, not only are you going to get that Lamar Jackson pick, they're going to give you up to $1,000 in bonus cash. So you put money in, they match it up to 50% in bonus cash, and you can use that bonus cash right away. It's not like you have to wait, 6 months or whatever, do them. No, you can use it right away. So basically you're playing with house money here. So win or lose, you don't lose. So check that out. Definitely check out Underdog. Just make sure you sign up using promo code Endgame. Also, it helps support the channel. So if you're like, hey, I want to support the channel in another way, I can't drop super chats, but I appreciate you guys. This actually helps us, and Underdog is a great site. It's a ton of fun. The best ball drafter in the offseason. Get on Underdog. It's the best place to be, honestly. Also, get on Draft Lane. Look, if you can't super chat, you're like, I don't have the money for a super chat, or you're like, it's weird, I don't want to give these guys on YouTube my money. I totally get it. Go to Draft Lane right now. This is the last chance. This weekend, this expires. If you sign up make a Draft Lane account right now, just go to the App Store, Google Play, Look for Draft Lane. This is our app. You can get a $10 credit on there to ask us questions. It's basically like getting free super chats. Yes, Pierre and I answer them, and Pierre's been answering a ton of them. I go on there to like check questions. He's already answered them, but one of us will answer them for sure. It's not a bot or anything. It's us. So go on there, download it. You didn't get your question answered today. You're like, I can't super chat. You guys are too busy. I get it. I totally get it. Go on to Draft Lane. Check it out. Because again, that $10 credit is going to expire tomorrow night. So go sign up now. Okay, just for fun, because why not? I think I got all. Let me make sure I got all the super chats first. Okay, got all the super chats. I will take two more non-super chat questions, and then I'm gonna go eat. Chuba or Jennings in the flex? I'm going Chuba. I like the way he's been used. All right, let's go this one because we haven't had a question about any of these guys today. Trey Tucker of the Raiders with no Devontae Adams. Josh Downs of the Colts or Keontae Coleman. Why did I give myself a hard one to end? I can't do it with Trey Tucker. Maybe he does it again. But I think I'm going Josh Downs. Josh Downs actually draws the better matchup for the Colts this week out of the slot. So I think I will go Josh Downs there. Good luck, though. Those are some tough choices. Those are some tough choices for sure. So, all right, everybody. I appreciate you being on here with us. Appreciate you supporting the channel however you do it, whether it's watching the video, subscribing. By the way, if you're on here and you haven't subscribed yet, just hit that subscribe button real quick. It's easy. Hit that like button. It's easy. Supports us, helps us. Again, check out Draft Lane. Check out Underdog. Sign up with Endgame. Draft Lane, you don't have to sign up with anything. It's our app. Just sign up. You get the $10 in your account. Done. Automatically. So, and don't forget, we're going to be back here tomorrow morning. Like I said, 7 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern to get you ready all the way up to kickoff. And we got one more super chat under the gun. Victor got 2 flex. Bowers, Kelsey, Goddard, Deontay, or Pickens. Oh, I can't flex any of these tight ends over Deontay Johnson or Pickens. They just have so much upside this week. I'm going Deontay Johnson and Pickens. And then we got one more from Ernesto. Mason, Jacobs, Cook, Diggs, pick 3. Honestly, this is actually really tough. If it's PPR, I might actually sit Jacobs or Mason out of this group because Diggs with no Dell, I think Diggs could have a big week this week. I can't sit James Cook right now. If it's full PPR, I might sit Mason. If it's half or non-PPR, I'm going to sit Jacobs. So I hope that helps you, Ernesto. Appreciate that. All right, guys, that is officially it. I'm going to go eat some lunch now, finally. Good luck to everybody this week, and I'm sure we'll see a lot of you on the stream tomorrow morning. And again, don't forget to subscribe, like, do all that stuff. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your Saturday.